Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Speak on the Podcast. This is a full episode. I am your host, Big Mike. We are here live. This is not a post game live, although the Lakers and the Nuggets just wrapped up. But we're going to go through a full week of sports tonight. Like I said, I'm your host, Big Mike. You know, I am not alone. We're running a 3-man weave tonight. Got to bring in the mad producer, Podcast Poppy, in the building.
Fuck Doc Rivers.
Just like that. And I have to bring in my man, Jawick. Breezy is in the building.
Hit the Don DeMarco for Dylan really quick, Mike.
Yeah, that was a great way to start the show. Let me give Dylan that one. Start the show.
Don DeMarco.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Shit like that.
Doing my job, Jawick.
Like that. But what's up, fellas? We here, man.
Yeah, we here. What's
How
going
am I
on?
sounding?
Courtney?
Am I too loud, yo? Am I too loud?
No, you
No,
good.
you're good. You are
I'm
good.
Yeah. All right, cool.
To answer your question, Courtney, I'm on
The
fire.
Knicks fucking suck.
That's me and the Knicks Kingdom just on fire.
Dylan, you want to fight? You want to fight on the spot? We're not supposed to be fighting on the spot, but do you want to fight?
We could. I'm
That's
here
what I'm
for
saying.
it. I'm all about the smoke.
All right. Don't do
But-
this. Don't do this.
Like I said, we were going to start. Like I said, the Lakers and Nuggets kicked off the Western Conference Finals, 132-126 Nuggets. But we're going to just pick up right where we were in our pre-show meeting, talking about these NBA coaches getting fired left and right. And we're going to start off. I feel like this is the biggest one because he has the most wins. He has a ring. He's just going to go in the Hall of Fame. Doc Rivers out of here. Philly just chopped him up, spit him out. James
Good.
Harden.
Y'all know how
they
I
got
feel
another
about
one.
fucking Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers has been riding that 08 title for over a decade. Over a decade. So, like, and I don't think there's anybody else, like, even close to him in, like, losing elimination games. I think he's lost 7 elimination games when being up 3 games, like being like ready to move on. He blows 3-game leads like nothing. Like, yo, you're about to pack this team up. All right, time to lose. Nobody does it better. Literally, nobody does it better than Doc Rivers.
Yeah, Doc has a bad track record. I mean, I would like to say, like how they say that LeBron has these records because he's compiled, because he's been around for so long, and Doc is doing the same thing, but Doc has blown some series, man. I've seen him blow some series. He's had some bad luck. He's been bit by the Chris Paul, Blake Griffin injury bug numerous times, but he has blown some series.
He's blown 3-1s. He's blown multiple 3-2s. He's blown multiple 3-1 playoff series 1. He's blown multiple 3-2 playoff series. And like I just don't get it. I just don't know how a guy can be. I get how he's so well respected. That would be very disingenuous and like dickheaded of me to just be like, yo, I don't know how he keeps getting jobs or how he's so well respected. But like when you watch him in crunch time, he literally just sits there and yells like, "Come on, guys, be better.
Yeah. We got this, fellas.
You guys need to play harder."
I mean,
Effort.
a lot. I
If you
mean,
play harder, we will be there. At the end of it, we will be there. That's all he be having to say. He don't really have much to say. No schemes, no late game adjustments, just hands in the air, disgruntled faces, yelling at the refs.
yelling at the refs.
That's it. That's Doc.
Especially like hearing when you even hear about that 08 Celtics team when he would give plays out and they would be like, nah, we're not running that. Like, that's crazy to me.
I think a lot of that also is Rondo thinking he's the smartest basketball player ever.
Rondo is one of the smartest basketball players ever, though.
Okay.
Like, there's no argument there. Rondo is actually one of the smartest basketball players ever. And then you pair him up with Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and they're all like, yeah, no, we're going to listen to Rondo on this one.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely opens eyes because Rondo at that point, 2 years in the league?
Exactly. That's why I was like, at that point, I don't know if Rondo's the smartest one in the room.
Hey,
But
you
it
got the
was
respect of those guys.
Yeah, I was about to say it was his comrades that put the battery in his back. It was Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen that put the battery in his back, saying, "You get us there, big fella, and we're gonna get there with you." Like they're the ones that put the battery in his back to do that. So
especially once you got later on, like after that 08 series, once you hit 09, 10 playoffs, where Rondo really like took on like a massive scoring load against the Heat teams, where he was getting 40 points.
Yeah, I remember being in Atlantic City with Mike, saying that Rondo is gonna steal a couple games. It's like, I don't believe you ever do it. And then the first night that we got there, 40-point, almost triple double. And I was like, I told you.
Rondo was a dog, man. Rondo, absolutely one of the smartest players ever. But when he's sitting there and they're, again, Rondo 2 years in, KG, Paul Pierce, they're like, yeah, no, fuck that play. We're going to run our own shit. And Doc's just like, oh, we'll get him next time.
Yeah, but now granted, that I think that was the only game they won that series. So
It was the only game. But, hey.
And what sucks is they went out in game 7 and didn't just lose. They went out and got their ass whooped.
They did. I put it in the chat in real time because they were winning. They were winning, and it was looking good for about a quarter and a half. And then James Harden smacked Jaylen Brown in the face, and Boston basically went, oh, word? All right, got you. Then that guy on Philly tried to hold Jaylen Brown from running up the court, and Boston was like, oh, yeah? Oh, all right. And then Jason Tatum was Super Saiyan. And oddly enough,
the Sixers scored all of 3 points in the third quarter.
And he started picking on Joel Embiid, which was interesting because Joel was just out there on the island and Tatum was just shot after shot.
Tatum couldn't be stopped. He could not be stopped. It's great that you see Tatum have a bounce back game like that after like sucking. After going 0 for 10 and then coming in hitting 16 straight and then just, okay, cool. I'm just going to score 51 the next game. Like, whatever.
Well, I guess we're not running a 3-man weave tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The man himself.
What the fuck is good, Anthony, you fucking loser? You think I forgot about the stuff you have to catch, you fucking dork? All that shit you were talking. Dick, Anthony.
Wait, how many playoff wins do the Knicks have? I see 6. How many playoff wins do the Nets have? Actually, how many playoff wins have the Nets had in the last 2 years? Can you answer that for me? Answer
How
the question,
many?
Dylan. Answer the question, Dylan.
No, because you have to run. You've been running for this for too damn long. After you've been talking all this shit just for the Heat to just come in there and beat the shit out of you, dog walk you.
They won
losers. They're
we
gonna
got
send
2
Julius
games.
Randle. Like the Heat are gonna send Julius Randle to fucking China for you guys. You guys are about to trade Julius Randle for fucking Dwight.
Don't threaten me
Mike,
with a good time.
Mike, how dare you remove me from this stream? You think I'm gonna let Dylan talk shit about my Knicks?
Losers, bums, losers.
I don't care.
After all this shit that Anthony was talking, just for
still my
the
New York
Knicks to
Knicks
fucking lose, just for the Knicks to lose, Anthony talks
Nah.
too much shit. And if you guys want to, I thought you guys were your own individual people. I thought
We
you
are.
were the hive mind.
About my
Since
Knicks.
seeing how you guys are the hive mind, let me add the other one in here. The all three, y'all. Loser, loser, loser. At the end of the
You
day,
make it
win as many
personal.
playoff games
Don't
series
talk
as you
about the
want. You're
Knicks.
still at home on the couch with me.
That's fine. Fine.
Fucking dorks. Losers. Losers.
You absolutely should have been there, James, because you also ran from the smoke.
You did. Oh, you both did.
How do you
But
figure?
James, you weren't there last week?
Non-existent. No, it was just me and Mike.
Oh, James, you just let Mike handle all that?
I told
Yes.
Mike earlier into the week that I would not be available to do anything because I had my daughter all week
Oh yeah.
by myself. My girl was on vacation, and it was me on 24-hour daughter duty. So, sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anthony, no, you're a bitch. Flat out.
I had
running.
an excuse. I was at work.
No, you were running.
I absolutely was at work.
Running. You were ducking me for days. Days.
I
thinking
absolutely
you could get out
was
of
at work.
accountability. Nobody gets out of accountability. If I didn't see you today, I was going to your job tomorrow. And you can bet on that.
How do you know if I work tomorrow?
Anthony, do you work tomorrow?
No.
Why are you lying to me, Anthony?
No.
Exactly. Why are you lying to me? You can't even lie confidently.
Why are you lying to me, Anthony? No.
Don't matter if I'm working tomorrow now. You don't know what location I'm working at.
I do. You remember when I was buying furniture for the house? You told me what location.
You know, there's more than
at.
one location, right? You
told me what location you work at.
Yeah, you know we could switch locations, right?
Do you switch locations?
Every now and then.
No, you don't. You cap. Lies.
What was that you were saying, Dylan?
About? Oh, cap. Yes. Cap. Cap. It's what happens. But Anthony's returned. My smoke is not as fierce as it was last week.
Sorry, guys. It's not a 3-man show tonight. It's the 4 horsemen tonight.
It's fine.
Fixed it. Fixed it.
So yeah. Anthony, you got anything on Doc Rivers? That's what we were on when you jumped.
Oh
in
yeah,
here.
I have questions for Anthony, so let him go do his thing. I will ask questions after you have spoken.
Well, ask the questions. What's the questions you got?
No, go through your thoughts on Doc Rivers first, and then I will ask questions.
I look at it from a standpoint of just him being able to bring his team into the dance as many times as he has. Yes, it's unacceptable for him to lose that many Game 7s. I believe it's 10, 5 more than any other coach in the history of the NBA. That is sad. I will not defend that at all. But again, he has 1 championship, and he's arguably a Kevin Garnett injury away from possibly having 2. That year, Orlando Magic went to the finals. They went through a Celtics team missing Kevin Garnett because of his injury. So honestly, when you take certain things into account, the fact that he has so much postseason experience, the fact that he already won a title, I think he just gets too much of a bad rep. I think it's too much. There are coaches worse than Doc Rivers. There are coaches who struggle to even get their teams to the postseason every single year. I think we should cut Doc Rivers a little bit of slack. I think he's better than what people try to say he is. Again, I'm not defending his Game 7 record. That's bad. Absolutely bad.
I have one parallel universe.
Okay.
LeBron James. And your hatred for LeBron James.
Oh, God.
Getting there.
You know what? I'm glad you brought up LeBron James. How he cost the Lakers tonight's game.
He definitely didn't.
Give
brick free throws, brick threes.
Give some slack. We're not talking about how in the certain fashion how Doc Rivers loses is like unprecedented, just like terrible how he loses. And we talk about, and you said something about him getting to the dance, bringing his team to the dance. He hasn't been there in almost 20 years. He hasn't gotten there.
Well, I'm talking about the playoffs.
Years.
I'm talking about
The
the
playoffs
playoffs.
doesn't. But the thing is, the
People
playoffs
get
aren't the
to
dance.
playoffs all the time. Yeah. The dance is the dance, is the finals. And he hasn't been there since 08. He ain't
No,
Yeah, but
been
a lot
there.
of coaches
Oh,
don't
11.
even get to the finals.
10,
20,
10.
20,
Yeah,
It was
I mean,
2010.
2010.
A lot of
So,
coaches can't
we
even
are
get there.
But the problem is with
5
Doc Rivers is
years.
his success is literally just tied to that 08 Celtics team. That's
That's
literally
not-
it.
That's not true because
That's not.
absolutely no, Dylan. He absolutely
come on.
revitalized the Clippers. The You
Yeah.
remember what
What
the
did they
Clippers
win?
were, but the Clippers
No,
were
How many
the
3-1
Clippers.
leads did they blow?
But the
Come on,
Clippers
you're basing
were
this off titles.
the
though.
Clippers were
I'm
a
not blowing it off
poverty
titles.
franchise before Doc got there. They were a
No,
poverty
they were
franchise.
before
a
Doc
bunch of
got
things
there.
before
No,
Doc.
before Doc got there, they turned it around because they drafted Blake, had Baron Davis, and had the
But they still suck.
precursor to Lob City before Doc got
But
there.
they still weren't good though.
They
No,
weren't.
they were, but guess what? They would have been good without Doc.
No.
Oh, come on, you
They
can't do
would
that
have been.
probability stuff. Come
The
on, man.
team-
So are you
the
telling me
team that
Vinny
it
Del
was-
Negro is a better coach than Doc Rivers?
Vinny Del
Come on.
Negro wouldn't have been
Come
the coach of
on.
them regardless because he got fired regardless.
So
It
The
all
talent they
depends on-
had, as with the team they had constructed, they would not have been a poverty team for very much longer. Him becoming the coach was just a plus because they were starting to get talent anyway.
Because what?
So
He didn't
once you
become the
start to
coach
get
until 2
talent-
years after Blake Griffin got in the league.
Doc
Yeah, like
Rivers
once you
is-
get talent,
He got
yeah,
traded
you
there.
need a coach to help you, guide you and put you in certain plays and stuff like that, and give you the right wisdom and everything like that to basically mold you. But the talent was already becoming.
So you don't think Doc had anything to do with DeAndre Jordan's career turning?
I did
away
not say that.
No, Chris Paul
I
did.
didn't say that.
Ugh.
Yes,
Chris Paul did.
but I didn't.
Chris
Chris
Paul
Paul
made
has
DeAndre
a
Jordan
track
better
record of
Dylan,
turning centers to all
Dylan,
NBA.
Sinners,
I don't want
sinners, yeah.
Dylan, you put so
DeAndre
much
Jordan
onus
won
on coaching.
Defensive Player of the Year. That has nothing to do with Chris Paul.
Huh?
I don't think it has
No.
anything to do with coaching either. Your guys have awareness and they can figure that out.
Who was the?
Wait, hold
on.
on.
DeAndre won Defensive Player of the Year. I said Doc has a lot to do with that. Doc has a lot to do with that. DeAndre was not a defensive player before
Yes, he
got
was.
coached. He was not what he,
That's all he was a defensive fucking lob threat. That's all he did. You're gonna tell me DeAndre Jordan was some offensive fucking paint beast? Like, no, he wasn't.
you're undercutting.
I'm not undercutting Doc. My thing with Doc is literally his success to how he keeps getting these high profile jobs has to do with how he handled 08, 09, 10. And that
You don't think it has nothing to do with the Clippers, turning around the Clippers too?
No, because he's blown multiple 3-1 leads.
No,
That's why it was time for him
But
to
they-
go with the Clippers.
But they weren't even getting to that point before Dylan. Like, I'm talking about turning around that franchise. They weren't even getting to the postseason.
So we're giving him a pass because he took a team with talent to the playoffs.
No, I'm not giving him a pass for blowing.
We're not acting like he brought Chris
Dylan,
Kaman, Eric Gordon, and Steve Blake to the playoffs here.
So you're undercutting his coaching ability by saying that, because what you're saying is anybody could have took those guys to the took them to those rounds.
To be fair, anybody could have taken them to the playoffs.
I don't
Absolutely.
believe that.
Did he get
I don't
fucked
believe
over by
that.
injuries? Absolutely.
Yes.
But again,
Yes.
we know how Doc coaches in crunch time. Do I have to remind you of the pre-show? All right, we got 2 minutes left. All right, guys. Play hard. All right, guys. I need effort. We need to play harder. We need to rebound. Great job. That is literally how Doc Rivers coaches, and we've seen it forever at this point. Remember, he was coaching before that 08 team, and he was coaching some strange teams. He was coaching one of those McGrady Magic teams.
Yeah.
And he
and
did
he
it there
had-
too.
Yeah, he had them up 3-1 and then they lost.
Yeah, look at that. And guess whose fault it is? Doc's.
But it's not his fault when the Clippers turn around, though. Anyone could have done that.
when you can put together Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, DeAndre Jordan, JJ Redick, Matt Barnes, Jamal Crawford, Caron Butler, Darren Collison, and your worst player on that team is 7'2" fucking Ryan Hollins. Aaron Gordon, Hedo Turkoglu. Do we remember that too? The amalgamation of talent that was on that Clippers team, top to bottom, was fucking believable.
But
Eric Bledsoe.
They were running into the boogeyman known as Tim Duncan. That's the problem. They ran into Tim Duncan.
They had more talent on that team than the Spurs
They
did.
eliminated him one year.
They did.
And what happened?
They did finally. And then the next series, Chris Paul got hurt. Clockwork, Jabe. He got hurt.
Again, Chris Paul gets hurt, and they still have ridiculous talent on that team.
But you can't act like losing your best player doesn't affect the team. Like,
was he your best player, or was it Blake Griffin who finished top 3 in MVP voting? That's your best player.
It's Chris Paul.
In those time frames, Blake Griffin was the best player on there because that's when Chris Paul was peak. I hate Chris Paul with all his teammates. Like, I will give Doc respect for being a championship coach. I will give Doc respect for how he ran that 08, 09, 10 Celtics team. I will not give
the fact that he hasn't missed the playoffs in almost 20 years.
Great. And then in the last 20 years, how many like massive leads has he lost because of his inability to make proper
No, but the thing is, he's dealing.
He loses, he doesn't just lose.
No, but
when it's that elimination game, he loses and gets his ass whipped.
But the thing is, can't two things be true at the same time? Everything you just said and the fact that he hasn't missed the playoffs in 20 years, does he not get credit for that? Like, as a very good coach?
But here's the thing. I watched Joel Embiid with a worse coach make the playoffs and the Eastern and the semis 3 years in a row without Doc. With a worse coach. So you're telling me Doc Rivers can't outperform a worse coach and Brett Brown?
Different teams, though. No, but it's different.
You're right.
Teams.
You're right. He has a better team.
But he's also playing better competition.
Is he? Because last time I checked, the last team Brett Brown coached against was that 2019 Raptors team that ended up winning the NBA championship.
Won the championship.
So that's a better team than what Doc faced.
Doc lost to the Bucks that won the championship. Then he lost to the 2020 in the bubble.
The Bucks didn't win the championship in 2020.
They won.
Right? No, the bubble was the Lakers.
The Lakers won that championship.
Are you talking about 2021, right?
No, they lost to Milwaukee in 20, though.
Yes, in 20. And then if you go in 2021, who'd they lose to?
I think they lost to Boston. I'd have to check, but I think that was Boston. Then that's the Boston team that lost to Milwaukee. And then they lost to Atlanta. That's the series they should have never lost. But even then, so like Dylan, you blame him for the Atlanta debacle?
Yeah, take Ben out. I was saying that whole series.
But
he's struggling,
that's wrong because
it's not wrong.
It is because before that play happened, Ben was causing havoc in that series. He was still Ben Simmons.
The problem is that whole playoff series
terrorizing Trae Young.
He refused to do the offense-defense thing with Ben Simmons at the end of games, and then was getting mad that they were hacking a Ben. He refused to make the adjustment. Yeah, Ben is one at that time was one of the best players on the court. Swap him out for fucking free throws.
You can't.
Yes, you can.
It was under 2 minutes. Why would you do that under 2 minutes? You have to keep him on the court. You have to keep him
offense, defense. Swap him out.
You have to keep Ben at that. That's
Ben Simmons, why they lost.
They lost because Ben Simmons didn't take the shot. Doc can't make him take the shot, Dylan.
I can't make him shoot from under the rim. But again, that whole series was Doc Rivers arguing with the media why he needs to leave Ben in the game when he's getting fouled the second he catches the ball. That's an adjustment you have to make. If Tibbs is able to make the adjustment of, hey, I need to sit Julius Randle in the fourth quarter because clearly the lineup we have right now is working better than what Julius Randle is currently doing, then that is a good coaching move. If Doc is unable to make that move because he's scared he's going to hurt his players' feelings, if it's the worst thing for the basketball team, he should have been gone.
I don't think they lost Sixers.
You have to make the adjustments. If you're going to refuse to make the adjustments, you have to reap what you sow. That's what happened in this series too. Because again, whenever Doc loses these playoff series in that elimination game, he doesn't just lose. He gets his ass whooped. He gets packed up in a fashion
they
that
did
is
not
just
get packed up by Atlanta. The dam broke in the fourth quarter with a few minutes to go. But they were very much in that game.
They didn't get packed up, but the dam broke.
The last few minutes of the game, like they didn't lose by 2 points.
They lose in ridiculous fashions.
Yeah, the way they lose always is in a weird
It's
fashion.
unbelievable. Whenever the Doc gets eliminated, it's always
like-
just like,
it's always
I can't believe this
catastrophic.
happened.
Yeah, it's always catastrophic. Like,
Can't
what
believe
the hell
this
just
happened.
happened? Yeah.
Well, this year they lose by like 20 something. Jason Tatum has 51, and they don't score more than 5 points in the third quarter. Last year, Jimmy Butler made James Harden just like non-existent. Joel Embiid is diving on the floor every chance he gets with a broken face, has 18 points, is trying to fight, but they just can't stop the onslaught of what's happening to them. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like it's everywhere. It's the 3-1 lead to get to Denver. Like they had no business losing that. They had no business losing that series.
Or the 3 lead to the Rockets, and they don't make adjustments to stop Josh Smith from just bringing the ball up and shooting threes in your face wide open.
It's insane to me.
To be fair, I'd let Josh Smith shoot too, but
Not when he's on a heater. You don't let any NBA player who is currently going supernova shoot.
Yeah. Make an adjustment. They just kept letting him walk into a 3. Bring the ball up, walk into a 3.
I'm interested to see what happens next for Doc. I think he should take a break.
Nah.
Go back to broadcasting for a little bit. And be a good. I think he'd be a good analyst because he is a smart guy at the end of the day. I know, but maybe go back for a little bit. Let people forget that you be blowing leads.
His voice is not the great.
His voice
is gone. When he was originally doing broadcasting, his voice was still kind of there. Now,
yeah, I saw a recording of that like the other day of like his voice way back. I was like, damn, man. Like he sounded like a human being. Like it's crazy now. Like what 20 years will do to you.
Yeah.
It was like that before 20 years.
Yelling at Rondo for all them damn years.
Yeah, that definitely.
Fucking Rondo. Jeez. Especially in the Atlanta series too, when him and Kirk Heinrich was fighting like every other game, like and Doc Rivers had to pull him to the side. Like it's like, dude, stop fighting.
Yeah, his voice.
I hope he gets another coaching job. I think he deserves it. You know, I think he's.
No,
still
I'm not
a
saying
good
he
coach.
doesn't deserve it. It's just if I'm a high level team, why would I hire him? If you know the track record, because it just looks like he has to be in the perfect scenario. Because that Boston team was the perfect scenario of veterans who just got it, of superstars who just like, yo, we know our roles, we're working together.
How many 3-1 leads did he blow?
I think he
4.
has at least 4.
I think it's 4. He was borderline. He was borderline being last year with the whole debacle.
Mm-hmm.
So they gave him a chance to try to prove himself because there was like
He blew 9 3-1 leads?
No, I think he's blown 9 leads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 9 if you
9 leads.
Damn, that's bad. That's bad.
So
that's
like,
really fucking bad.
That's why it's hard. Like that's why it's like, yo, you can't argue firing him. Because like it's not like it's Monty Williams, right? Where Monty Williams just got shafted because of the owner.
Yeah, he
I
Like
see
Monty
that for
Williams
sure.
didn't even get a chance.
Yeah, he was the most winningest coach for like 3 seasons.
Like I don't understand. That fucking owner in Phoenix is gonna get a rude awakening when he tries to fucking hire Steve Nash as the head coach.
Yeah,
If they do that, there's no way. There's no way.
There's no way that happens. I just put that into the universe, but boy, oh boy, if he decides to hire Steve Nash, am I selling all my stock?
The only way I'd be cool is if he hired Mark Jackson. That's like the only way
No,
I'd be
Mark
cool with
Jackson
that.
also is not the one to do it.
That's not for that team. Not for that team. Mark Jackson in Milwaukee could be a thing though.
Mark Jackson like got fired for some shit that's tough. So like
yeah,
it's kind of hard for him
yeah,
to get another
it's kind of
job.
political. Yeah, it's very political.
What did he get
And-
fired for again?
And that
he was
party,
being
party doesn't play.
He was being very overly religious and shitting on like gay people
Community,
Oh,
yeah, that community.
and
That
like the
community doesn't play.
LGBTQ community when part of the ownership group in Golden State is part of that
Were
community.
part of that community. Yep.
Oh,
So yeah,
forgot about
So-
that.
Mark Jackson may not get a job. I also don't believe Mark Jackson will be the answer. I think in Phoenix, it's going to be Nick Nurse.
We'll
'Cause
see.
you're
Nick Nurse has the pick of the litter.
Nick Nurse is the one. Kevin Durant loves Nick Nurse. Always gives Nick Nurse a ton of props on how he's been defended by him and what his game plans are when disrupting his rhythm. I think he appreciates that. And then the key to them is who's playing point guard for them next year, because it's definitely not going to be Chris Paul. And I feel like they're going to want to address that first before they bring in a coach, so they could do it as a collective with Booker, Durant, and whoever is replacing Chris Paul. Because Phoenix is going to be shopping Ayton, shopping Paul big.
Yeah, they already said they're aggressively going to shop both of them this offseason.
They're blowing it up.
I wouldn't say blowing it up, but they're getting rid of some damage.
If they're getting rid of their main their guard and number one center, they're already they're almost blowing it up, because I mean they just signed KD and they have Devin Booker, but now they got to find void for those two positions, and those are main positions.
I think replacing Ayton is going to be a lot easier, because the only reason they re-signed him is so they didn't lose him for nothing. Because he was getting ready to go to Indiana and just leave, where it's like, okay, let's try to get 1 year out of it, because him and Monty don't really get along. See if they can mend the relationship. If not, next year you move on. And then he showed during this playoffs that you kind of have to move on.
What's his trade value now?
He could just move the contract. There's always going to be somebody who's going to take him. There's always going to be somebody who's going to take him. The problem is going to be moving Chris Paul, because he's also going to be like 38, 39 years old and makes a lot of money. And like, they're not wrong for trying to move on from him, because he is washed up.
Oh, of course not.
It's just injury prone.
It's
man.
injury. Injury and old. That's all it is.
You know, the thing is, I don't even think he's that washed up. I'll be honest. I just think he's just injured. Like he's just old and injured.
Well, when the problem is he's older, it takes longer for him to recover. So that's the problem. Because I agree, Anthony. I don't actually think he's washed. I think the problem is he can't. It takes him too long to recover.
Like,
I'm saying washed up for Chris Paul. I'm not saying he like sucks. I'm saying he's washed up as in like he's old. It's time for him to go. It's over.
Because
it's time for him to go. Is it time for him to retire?
Both, to be honest.
Close, yeah. I mean, because he's washed up because he's not reliable. They can't rely on him to play games. He doesn't play enough games. You know,
he's been unreliable for
when the Nets did the Kyrie trade, and Roz said he's like, you wouldn't have taken Chris Paul. You couldn't have at least got a Chris Paul. I was like, why would I want Chris Paul? He's gonna retire. Like he's literally gonna retire soon. If you were to get shipped to Brooklyn in a Kyrie Irving deal, and then you go and move KD, why would he stay? Retire. Like that would be the worst move possible. You get nothing for him. You lose him.
Yeah, looks like Brooklyn won the Dallas trade. They lost the Phoenix trade, but
I have a question while we're still on coaches before we move on. Where do you think the scale of fire is for Steve Kerr?
The problem with Steve Kerr is he's the coach of a dynasty, so he literally is all. To me, he gets that NFL window, where the NFL, if you win a ring in the NFL, you get like 8 years. Like when you go through and you coach a dynasty like that, like you don't have a window. You're just there. You are just there.
I don't think Steve Kerr is in any type of trouble.
The only way Steve Kerr would not be coaching the Warriors is if he decided to step down.
Yeah.
Now,
the only way.
I will say this. There's speculation that the GM, Bob Myers, might retire. If he retires, then Steve Kerr better get a dub in there, because new GMs like to shake the table.
Yeah, but ownership plays way more into that. If the new GM tried to fire Steve Kerr, ownership would fucking be like, "You're out of here," and they would absolutely promote from within.
So
the Warriors are the new Spurs.
His seat's cold though. His seat is very cold.
Freezing cold. He has zero to worry about.
The only way it would warm up is if they didn't make the postseason next year. That's the only way I can see his seat warming up.
I don't even think that would be a thing if they missed the postseason.
If they missed it because Steph was hurt, it was a bunch of injuries, I think he'd be fine. If they just
because they're just bad.
Yeah, they just off a cliff.
Then he might be joining me in this room.
It's on low. It'll be on low.
He might be in here with me.
It'd be on low. I would say yes, but Pop said the same thing about Tim Duncan, and he's still here.
Here we are. Pop just ruining his record by coaching this bag of bums.
Well, this bag of bums got the first #1 overall pick.
But that's because they were a bag of bums.
Yeah,
you don't get your first pick because you're good.
Yeah, but you still have to. You still got to get lucky.
Yeah, but then he walks into the third most talented big prospect in the last 40 years. So here we are.
The Spurs are just one of the most fortunate sports franchises, man. Like, how many times are you gonna land on a superstar big? Jesus, man.
I mean, it's been a long time since the last time.
David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now Victor. I can't pronounce his last name.
It was supposed to go Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi said, "Screw y'all, I'm out of here."
Kawhi said, "Your doctors suck. I'm out."
So
but they did find Tony Parker.
The doctors in LA must suck too.
Well, no, the doctors in San Antonio were telling him he was fine. He was like, "I don't feel fine," and other doctors were like, "Yeah, you're not fine."
Yeah, Kawhi won that argument. Kawhi absolutely won that argument.
The problem is Kawhi is compound injury galore, and he waits till he's 100%, but those injuries just stack on. They go to the next part of the leg.
Do you think he needs to retire?
I mean, if it's what's best for him.
I would say I don't know what those MRIs look like.
If it's what's best for him,
he
obviously, like selfishly, I'd be like, no, Kawhi should try to tough it out. But like, as a person, if it's going to be a thing where he's going to like not be able to fucking walk or like move down the line, maybe he should stop.
I think he should stop
because Kawhi's legacy is a weird one to begin with. But like when he plays basketball, there's arguably nobody better. Mike, make that face all you want. There's arguably nobody better.
Mike, that's true. Mike, that is
there's arguably nobody better.
Every single time.
No, that's true. When Kawhi is 100% healthy,
Mike refuses to say that better. Kawhi Leonard was the best player on that floor in Game 1. When that Lakers team, he was. He outplayed KD. He outplayed Booker.
Was
he outplayed everybody.
Kawhi was definitely the best player in Game 1. Kawhi went bananas in Game 1.
Mike's just a hater. If Kawhi didn't get hurt and he beats that Suns team, again, I will say, I've said this many a time. If they advance past that Suns team and they go on a run because they would have gotten Paul George back, you have to evaluate Kawhi's career completely different. completely different than you would anybody else because he doesn't play in the regular season. He's like Julian Edelman. He said Julian Edelman plays the regular season, but his stats suck. But Julian Edelman's probably going to end up being in the Hall of Fame in 15 years just because of his postseason.
Yeah, he's going to make the Hall of Fame, which is a tragedy because he's not.
Tragedy because regular season, Julian Edelman sucks. Sucks. But postseason, he's one of the best postseason wide receivers of all time. So, like, that's how you have to look at Kawhi Leonard because he just performs in the playoffs. There's really nobody better. It sucks, but hey.
Fucking injuries, man.
We move. But no, Steve Kerr's safe. The NBA leashes are short as hell, though.
They really are, man.
The problem is, like, with Bud, winning, I will always say this too. Winning that title for Bud with the Bucks was the worst thing that happened to the Bucks because they were going to fire him. He won, and then they're like, "Man, we really don't like him as a coach. Like, he forced our hand. We have to bring him back." And the second he fucks up, we're letting him go.
It's tough because it's like I don't care how strong you are mentally as a man. Losing your brother and losing your job in the same week is pretty rough. Like,
best part about it is when you get fired, they still got to pay you the contract.
Yeah, I don't think he can do that right now, Dylan.
No. Obviously, I'm putting a silver lining on that part of it. Obviously, I can't get your brother back, but at least with that part, at least you have job security. He's gonna get a job. Like, getting fired from that team, probably the best thing to happen to him because now the expectations kind of go away. And he could probably hop on to an assistant staff of one of these coaches here, or he will coach somewhere else and get a bag while still getting paid from the Bucks.
He absolutely is going to be dumb enough to take that Philly job, and that cauldron is already if he takes the Philly job, he's already on the hot seat. Day one hot seat.
Every Philly fan will hate that hiring.
Yeah.
I need to be in a fly on the wall when Mario finds out Bud gets hired by the fucking Sixers. Because he's going to try to talk himself into it for a little bit.
It's no. But the only thing worse than that would be Mike D'Antoni. That if Mike D'Antoni gets hired and James Harden stays, then they just pulled a coup on Doc Rivers. That's we watched it.
We thought that was going to happen last year.
We did. I thought that was going to happen last year.
We thought that was going to happen last year. It's like, yeah, he's gone. We all thought he was going to get fired after that series against the Heat and bring in D'Antoni. And I was very shocked when they're like, yeah, Doc still got his job. I'm like, oh man, I can't believe they're doing this. But Daryl Morey just doing that thing where he's just trying to make the Sixers the Rockets.
And he just swears that James Harden is the greatest player of all time. He just knows it. I
would just like to say that James Harden was not very good in this series.
Did you bring that up in the chat, Dylan?
I did.
I would say because I thought we were, kind of quiet considering we only bash him. But
yeah, remember when Anthony said he wanted his apology on James Harden a year removed from his last apology request?
You remember when James told us to keep the same energy because we were only bashing him and not talking about the good? And what do you know that James Harden still did what James Harden always does?
James Harden had 9 points and 5 turnovers.
Hey, listen.
And B didn't show up either, right?
My stance is still the same. When you thought he wasn't going to do well and he did well, y'all got to shut the hell up.
I gave him his props.
I did too. So
Mike,
so
the
now,
problem is I'm just doing it
James,
from like a factual standpoint. Mike over here does it from a place of hate.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up.
Mike absolutely does it from a place of hate. I'm just doing it from like an observational standpoint.
Not clutch. I don't know how many times we got to go on this ride for you to understand?
You can't
that
say that
he's
when he
not-
scored 40 in game
he's
one and like hit the
not
game-winning three and then like
clutch,
forced overtime.
Dylan,
And
he's not.
He's
what I won't
he's not
let you do,
consistent
Mike,
enough.
is I won't let you
Not
sound like the LeBron
clutch.
James haters who say LeBron's not clutch.
Dylan,
Tell him,
I have a
when we
fun,
have
I have a
moments.
Because you
fun
wanna know
stat.
what?
I have a fun stat for you. I have a fun stat for you. In the last 3 games that James Harden has been eliminated from the playoffs, do you know that he has more turnovers than made field goals in those 3 games?
He's the primary ball handler. What the hell do you expect?
James, he has more turnovers than field goals. No, I don't care how you have the ball.
He's
no,
the Doc Rivers
no,
of playing basketball.
no.
Whenever
There's
he
no
loses
defending
elimination games, he loses in amazing fashions.
There's no defending that, James. No, that is atrocious.
No, but you do this from a place of hate.
What I do know is that when he went for that 40-plus game and hit the game-winning shot, I didn't hear no, he's not clutch because you had to shut the hell up. I know that.
You made a shot.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're not going to diminish a game.
That's what it was.
That was a big shot. It was a big shot.
Uh-huh.
He had a great game, that game 5. He had a great game.
And then what you do, you minimalized it by saying, he made a shot. He made a shot.
Because guess
That was
what?
a huge shot.
Back to reality. Back to reality in game 6 and 7. Back to reality.
You just happen to get your gotcha moments. You be like, oh, yes, there he is. Back to the old James Harden. I know, but if he kept it up, you would have had to shut the hell up, is what I'm trying to say.
But he didn't.
But he did it
Mike,
because
you
you
sound
got
like
to
the
have
people I was
gotcha
arguing
moment.
with on Sunday,
But
we were doing the whole Michael Jordan, LeBron James thing, and we were arguing teammates. And I was like, he was like, name me an all-star teammate Michael Jordan had. I said, BJ Armstrong. He was like, we're not doing that. BJ Armstrong sucked. I was like, BJ Armstrong was a fucking all-star. Like, what are we doing? Like, we're not just going to diminish an argument because you don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a nice argument for me. Like, it's a fact. It's literally a fact. BJ Armstrong was a fucking all-star. Like, stop it. Stop the narrative that Michael played with bums. Let's stop the narrative that James Harden also like doesn't play good basketball sometimes.
Sometimes.
Finishing the shot, like, oh, it's just a shot. It's a game-winning shot.
It wasn't just a shot. It was a big shot.
And stop saying that shit.
And stop saying
it was a big
shot.
He hit a big shot.
You're diminishing the shot.
He hit. I don't know what you want me to say. He hit because the shot. You know what happens to that shot? Nothing.
It goes in
just
and they win the game.
It just disappears because he stunk up the joint the next 2 games. Like
they don't
he hit
they
the
don't
shot
get there without that game.
He promptly shit the bed the next 2 games. Like
they don't get there without that game.
He did.
James, all he did was extend their season another week. That's all he did.
And they don't get that if they don't win.
I think both things could be true at the same time.
He made Anthony a hater a little bit because Anthony was like, "Where's James Harden?" And I have to come in like where he normally is. Like, why are we not familiar with his game at this point?
He's just confusing sometimes. Like it's like what?
No, the
one game
that you think you're getting an MVP James Harden in the playoffs is a crazy.
But it literally happens though. So it literally happened this series though. It happened in games.
It happened less than it didn't happen.
I don't even hold or expect him to give me that MVP. He doesn't have to do that for me because they don't need that to win. What they need is for him to get 20 points and 8 or 9 assists. He can't even do that.
But the problem is you're either getting 48 points or you're getting 14. Like it's just no in between with this man.
They absolutely needed him to score that 48 points every
well,
single
that
game.
Game 1 and game 4, they needed all of it.
They needed it, but they could have won that.
They needed that.
They could have won that series if he averaged 25. If he averaged his regular season numbers, they could have won that series.
If he scored at least 25 in game 6, at least
had a number. They win.
Yeah. Game 6 was unacceptable.
The thing about assists is the guys receiving the ball have to make their shots, and they weren't making their shots. Am I bugging, Dylan? Those guys were not making shots.
It depends. Like Maxey in game 6 was awesome. Maxey in game 5 was awesome. Tobias game 6 was the high, or game 7 was the high scorer.
Tobias came to play game 7.
Tobias
Finally.
game 6, he was all right.
Finally.
But like, so can we save Tobias Harris? Can we hashtag save Tobias Harris? Because he's the worst fourth option I've ever seen in my life. Or third option. Save him. Send him somewhere else. Let him be the number one guy on a bad team.
Detroit?
So he can score 25 a game and we can like Tobias Harris again.
No, because the thing is, he was the guy on that team before all this happened. And he
God. And I was actually a fan.
Yeah.
This is the man.
So
he chose Tobias over Jimmy.
They chose Tobias over Jimmy.
Oh yeah, I know that.
There's no
and Jimmy
Tobias
will
over
never
me.
let them forget that. Jimmy will never let them forget that, because that is to this day the dumbest thing the Sixers have done.
Bag fumble ever.
Mm-hmm.
The dumbest thing.
You could have let Tobias walk, which would have been fine. You could have gotten Jimmy back, and you probably could have kept JJ Redick as well, because JJ had a great season there, especially once Jimmy got there.
So there's no save Tobias, because the thing about Tobias Harris is he decides to show up when it's convenient for him. He doesn't play well all the time. So, you talk about inconsistent.
Save Tobias Harris.
What? Dylan, you know how you talk about
leave Forest Hills Drive alone.
You know how you talk about
save him.
You know how you talk about RJ Barrett being inconsistent, right? You know how you talk about So he goes from having 30 points to 8 points a game, from 20-something points to 12 points a game. Like, his scale of scoring and productivity on the court is like insane.
Tobias's problem is his role fluctuates so frequently, they don't really know how to get him like in a rhythm. Like, they spread the ball out so much. Like, you legitimately have 4 guys on your team who can average 20 plus.
But it's him, because they got rid of it's him because they got rid of Danny Green to give him more.
It is him. No, you're right.
But then there's the games where it's like there's no Embiid and Tobias looks awesome. Where it's like I don't get him. I want to save him. Save him in the sense of don't put him on like the best player on like a good team. Just go send him to fucking, I don't know, Detroit. Let him average 27.
I've said this for years. Tobias Harris is a poor man's Carmelo Anthony. I've said it for years.
No, he absolutely is. Their game is very similar.
A very poor man's Carmelo Anthony.
But he's not like he's not Carmelo. You don't think he plays anything like Carmelo Anthony? He does.
He very much plays like Carmelo Anthony.
The play style is very similar. It's just he's not Carmelo Anthony. That's why he's the poor man's Carmelo Anthony.
Exactly.
Go send Tobias to Toronto. Let him average 25.
Or Milwaukee can get rid of Chris Middleton and have him be the new Chris Middleton.
It'll be the same.
I think Tobias is more aggressive than Chris Middleton sometimes, though. If you put him in a role, he's like, hey, your primary thing here is you're number 2 behind Giannis, but like we need you to score a lot, go get buckets. I think he would thrive in that role.
And you get the last shot.
The thing about Chris Middleton is that he's too injured too often to have a rhythm to be the aggressive guy. Because when he was healthy during their championship run and the year before that, when he would go to him late in the game stretches and stuff like that, he would make his shots and he would be aggressive and he would take those shots and make those shots all the time. But once they won, and prior to them winning, when he would be injured so often, he doesn't have a rhythm to be that aggressive guy. When you will see him in the Olympics, like doing the 1v1s and the 3 dribbles and stuff like that, going against Kevin Durant and everything like that, he'd be lighting those guys up. He was the main guy winning those 1v1s all the time. But
most
once
of the scorers in the NBA could dominate those, though. Most of those guys just get theirs.
It's all matchups. It's all matchups.
And not saying Chris Middleton isn't good, but like that sounds like another reason to move Chris Middleton.
I just think that
Right?
it'll be the same thing, and the only thing that would be worse is that Tobias Harris isn't injured. It'd just be the same productivity.
Or you get like Clippers Tobias Harris, who was on like a scoring tear, who was averaging like 25 a game.
Clippers Tobias Harris was very good.
Mm.
Very, very good. That's how he got that bag. Get your bag.
I was a big Tobias, Orlando Magic Tobias guy.
Into his bag on him for that game winner.
I was a big Orlando Magic Tobias guy. Give me Toby. Give me Toby Harris. Forest Hills Drive for 3. Bang.
We want to talk about Monty. So are we in consensus that Monty got jobbed here? Because
Yeah,
I feel like he got jobbed.
all the
Yeah.
gotta call this Matashiba guy and be like, hey man, you need to calm the fuck down. First, you're over here saying that you're trying to make all the games free so everybody can watch it. You're ruining our revenue deal here. And now you're over here firing Monty Williams.
You're firing one of the most beloved guys in the NBA. Like
one of the
Monty,
best coach, one of the actual best coaches in basketball. Yeah, I've had my criticism of him in this playoffs, but like he's still one of the best coaches in basketball. Like hands down, bar none.
and
Like you just need to move your pieces around. Give guy
him a
who
bench.
Just
Give him a bench.
Give him a bench. Replace your old point guard. Replace this loser Cone at center, and like give him a shot. Like he's been to the finals. He's got championship pedigree. Let him rock. Let him rock.
Or at least let him coach more than 25 games with KD and Book and see what happens. Like
nope, you didn't win right now. You're out of here.
Yeah, I said that they didn't play games.
That's so fucking crazy to me.
It's like give him a year.
This owner is just like, nope. I got you, Kevin Durant. You're supposed to win right now. He's just playing with toys. He literally went to a toy store
of half a season. They didn't even get half a season together. Like
they got the last stretch of the season.
Mm-hmm.
This has like, I'm sorry that this is rolling into like a Nick thing, but there's like this has like James Dolan trying to be the basketball guy written all over it instead of putting basketball people in charge.
Yeah,
because
definitely that.
Like, oh nope, I know what I'm talking about. Fire this guy.
You can't convince me that that James Jones signed up for that.
No, he didn't do it.
That's what I mean.
That
you can't convince me that he signed up for that. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
James Jones is too smart of a mind to allow that to happen.
I'm good with that. But that is his boss, so he can't do nothing. But that's okay.
James Jones was also told to trade Mikal, fucking Cam, and all these firsts
for KD.
So like he wasn't trying to trade that much.
Yeah.
And let it work. So he definitely isn't happy about that.
What people don't remember is before the KD trade, the Suns were actually on a winning streak. They were actually starting to turn it around. And then KD comes and drops it to their lap, and then, well, you know how it goes.
Now Mikal Bridges is mine. And we love him. Protect him at all costs.
Yeah, careful. He's in a lot of trade talks.
Yeah, not by the Nets. The Nets don't want to get rid of him.
You say that now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason they turned down 5 first-round picks already.
You say that now.
If the Nets trade him and it's not for a top 3 pick, then like they lost it. They lost it. Because if you get me Scoot Henderson, I'll take him. That boy a hooper.
Mikal Bridges.
I like Mikal Bridges, but the problem is, if they did that, then it'd be like, yo, we're going full rebuild. With Mikal Bridges, it gives you the hope of just like, yo.
Yeah, stink.
Yeah, you go full rebuild. I understand. I understand what this means. Like, but Scoot Henderson's a baller.
He is. He's a linebacker.
But the problem, who's the real winner here? The winner of draft lottery is the Nets anyway. Because Detroit Pistons, you guys have won the Ben Simmons sweepstakes. Let's go. Because, man, what a shitty situation getting to pick 5 in this draft, huh? Man, oh, man.
5's not a good number.
5, I would say the Rockets, but the Rockets are going to win out getting James Harden and fucking whoever the fuck else they want over there. Maybe Jaylen Brown, too. Who fucking knows? So they're going to be fine. They're not going to take on Ben Simmons, but the Pistons, what's good, Detroit? Cade Cunningham, Killian fucking Hayes, Ben Simmons.
Isaiah Stewart.
Oh, we love it. Jaden Ivey, Ben Simmons.
Jaden Ivey. Yeah.
Detroit is not trading them dudes for Ben Simmons.
No, they're not going to trade him. It'd be the Nets would be sending Ben Simmons and a first rounder to them.
Yeah, he's talking about that would be the cast.
That's the cast. That's it. You guys can afford it. We get that money off the books. Take them. Send them to China. Buy them out. Better learn his Chinese, buddy.
Can we talk about Ben Simmons trolling the Sixers though? Because I thought it was hilarious.
Good on Ben.
I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Good on Ben for doing that. I can appreciate a good troll.
Everybody was trying to bash him on Twitter as if Joel Embiid doesn't troll all the time. Like, nah, you gonna catch this work just as well.
There's a difference between Joel Embiid trolling and Ben Simmons trolling. There's a clear difference there.
What's the difference?
One's extremely talented and one's not. One has
so
zero.
Here's the thing. Hold up. Time out. Ben Simmons is just not playing good basketball right now. You can't say he's not talented. He wouldn't be all NBA defense in his career, like 3-time All-Star in his career, like finished second place in Defensive Player of the Year if he wasn't talented. And this is me. I was defending Ben Simmons before he was in Brooklyn, so I don't want to hear any of that. The talent's there. He's just a mental midget.
He's just a mental midget.
Yeah, he's just a mental midget.
Yeah.
And he has back problems. We see right now what happens a couple years after a back surgery with Michael Porter Jr. So I'm not saying Ben Simmons is going to be Michael Porter Jr. shooting fucking pull-up one-legged threes because that's just not Ben Simmons' game. But it's going to be somebody else's issue to deal with. Unless he has a great fucking Australian World Cup this fucking summer. I don't see him being back, but he is incredibly talented.
Yes,
that's just a rude thing to say. Just NBA Twitter just shitting on Ben Simmons for the sake of shitting on Ben Simmons. It's a good payback. He's like, ha, fuck you guys.
Yeah, it was definitely great revenge. It was good revenge.
He's like, eat a dick.
Do you guys have anything to say towards what the Warriors are gonna do about are they gonna extend Klay Thompson? Are they gonna do the whole Draymond Green thing as well? And what are they gonna do about Jordan Poole's contract?
First off, they want Klay to take a pay cut. That's the first thing they said. They said if he's gonna sign a max deal, if he's gonna sign a new contract, they're gonna want him to take a pay cut. That's first and foremost off the way. As far as Draymond Green, that's tough. What's their luxury tax right now? They're so over.
Well, they don't have an option on Draymond. So Draymond has a player option. So it's either
Draymond can opt out.
Draymond opts in, or Draymond's a free agent. It's one of the two.
Yeah, from what I hear, they want to extend Draymond, whether it's through an opt-in and then a restructure, or just an opt-out. Here's a new contract. Because ultimately, if anybody's going to struggle financially through the new CBA, it will be Draymond. He will have to take the biggest pay cut out of everybody there. Klay, I was talking when we all had that phone call a couple weeks ago, and it was just me and Roz left. We were talking. I was like, listen, if you're the Warriors, you got to look at your options for Klay. You have to shop him a little bit, dangle him out, dangle out the feelers, and see what the market is. Because Klay is not what Klay has been. He hasn't been the same since coming back from that injury. He's not the same defender. He's not the same shooter. Like, granted, you'll get glimpses of him being old Clay, but you're not getting it.
It's not enough.
Small spurts.
It's just
all
not
small
enough.
spurts. It's not enough for him to be making that money. So, like, you have to explore that. And I'm shopping Jordan Poole every which way.
I'm shopping Jordan Poole
every which way. Like,
where the fuck was he this postseason?
You call Boston ASAP and be like, what's good with Jaylen Brown?
I can tell you what happened with Jordan Poole. He's a front runner.
He got punched in the face by Draymond and hasn't recovered. He's still concussed.
He's
been playing the NBA season with a concussion.
I think they asked him recently about his relationship with Draymond, and he just had like no comment on that shit. He just said it's a business. He said some shit like that.
He's a coworker.
He
said it's where they moved on, and it's all about maturity. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Sounds like a guy who doesn't really want to be there.
Yeah.
Sound like a guy who's scared to go to work. That's what it sounds like.
Realistically, outside of this Jaylen Brown trade that was proposed by Colin Cowherd, what else can you actually get for Jordan Poole money-wise? Like, what contracts can you match that makes sense?
I don't know. I'd have to.
And why would you want to trade with the Warriors?
Was he on a 4 year? Was it 4 years?
4 year, like 127.
127 for Jordan. Jesus.
You'd have to think that Jordan Poole really could be that guy, and he's shackled in Golden State. That's what you would have to believe to do something.
Yeah,
like that.
Exactly.
I don't believe that, but I could see a GM talking himself into that. Like, given the opportunity to run his own team, this could be something special. I mean, okay, if you think so, but
I'm just trying to think trade-wise, how does that match? Like, who could take it? Because a lot of the guys that are in that like frame are free agents.
The tier that he's in doesn't leave many options, because the guys that are making, oddly enough, the guys that are making Jordan Poole money are way better than Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Now, it's another thing about Jordan Poole. I think that he is and he isn't a systematic player. But the reason why I say he is because only with the Warriors he can be a point guard that's a shooting guard, because they have Steph Curry playing the point guard, shooting guard role as well. Because he doesn't get a ton of assists. And if he does get a ton of assists, it's because they're catching and shooting. He's not really setting anybody up. So where do you like you obviously want to do the whole like contracts match type of thing, but it's like, where would he fit in as well? Like,
I feel like he needs more structure in his offense. I think the Golden State Warriors is a little bit too free that allows him to take a lot of these fucking shots that he likes to take.
Yeah, I agree, Dylan. I think if you put him where he has to run an offense, he has to follow rules, he may be okay. Because you're right, James. He very rarely passes the ball unless he has to. When he gets the ball, it's going up.
It's action. He's an action player. He brings the ball up, he passes to the big, he runs to the big to give it back, and then it's an action. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So like he just that's the play that's ran for him. And when
he does get ISOs though, him and Steph seem to be the only guys that really get ISOs,
because they're the only guys on that roster who can ball handle and get into their shot.
Yeah, so I'm just saying he gets his ISOs though. He gets his ISOs.
If you're Orlando, do you look at it?
No, because he's going to think that that's his team, and that's not his team. That's Paulo's team. That's not his team. He's gonna come in there.
I think they need another bucket getter.
They got enough over there.
Because you can, I think there could be an interesting package. That's what I'm saying. I'm just proposing ideas because I don't know if there's a clear fit anywhere else, especially because you have to make contracts work, and where you can get equal value if you are the Warriors. Like, what do you do?
I don't know where he goes. It's
like, do you try to call Miami and be like, "Yo, Tyler Hero"?
No, I don't think he fits with Miami. I think
he doesn't. Miserable. That's what I'm saying. You have to trying to find a fit for him is weird. Atlanta.
They got enough. They don't need him. They got enough.
Exactly.
They have enough. They have enough.
They need defense.
Like, he doesn't fit with the Knicks. He doesn't fit. He doesn't. I mean, he might fit with Boston a little bit. He doesn't
I
really
don't
fit
understand
with
it.
Philly. I mean, you could send him to Siberia. You could send him to Toronto, I guess.
But like,
Although
what would
I
you
don't-
get back of that Toronto trade?
I was thinking-
Siakam?
That's what
And
I'm saying.
I'm
Like-
not doing that.
No,
I'm
If
trying
I'm
to
Toronto,
make
I'm not doing
contracts.
that.
I'm hanging up the phone.
That's what I'm saying.
if-
Like you like take both of those things into consideration. Like where would he fit in with the team, and where would the contracts match?
Yeah, because you'd have to do. I think it'd be like Jordan Poole, Dante, or Moses. It would have to be like Jordan Poole, Moses Moody, and like a first for Siakam to make that work.
and I'm hanging up the phone.
If I'm Toronto, I'm
hanging-
hanging up the phone for that.
I'm
Absolutely.
hanging up in your face. Get away from me. Dallas, maybe. I don't know what. I don't know.
Dallas.
I don't know if him and Luca could play, but
It gives
I
him
wouldn't,
another
even, I
score.
wouldn't even touch that because one, who are you going to trade? All your contracts really don't exist on that team.
But
I
they
think
do
he-
need another scorer though.
Christian Wood, fucking
they're not trading Christian Wood.
No, they're not
no,
going to trade
Christian.
Christian.
No, well, nobody wants Christian Wood, so
Who else? Maybe Hardaway.
I think he would fit on Phoenix actually, but the money's got to match up. I don't know how the money, and Phoenix isn't trading with them. Well, who knows with this new owner, but I think he could fit on Phoenix. I think he could fit on Phoenix.
but then
though.
who would you give up?
I don't know. That's the question.
That's the
I don't
thing.
know.
I don't think there's a trade that's like, yo, it makes so
How much is
difference.
campaign? How much is campaign making?
Not a lot. Campaign only makes a couple million. Jordan Poole has a $127 million contract, and Golden State's not going to take on Chris Paul.
No, they're not. that's not happening. Steph's not having that.
Oklahoma City.
Don't need him.
They don't need him.
They don't need him.
Shea and Giddy.
San Antonio.
Where's
In a
the money?
structured offense.
Who's
That's
making
sad.
money on San Antonio though?
They have a lot of guys who are just making like 10 million on their roster. They have money. So I think that one. Well, I think Rudy Gay, I think, makes the most money on that team.
Do you send him over to Portland and try to redo that CJ game thing?
No, that happens. I'm calling everybody, be like, trade me now. I honestly think the Spurs would be a good spot.
Yeah, I'll
Put him
say
in a really structured place that can afford the money, and you get a guy who just, if he's at his best, is like a really cool player to watch.
Pop will
They
let
don't
him
have
cook a little.
They don't have any vets over there, man. No, that's
Nope.
like,
He's the vet. He's the vet.
Yeah.
and that's terrible.
That's atrocious. But they have Pop. We
The
believe in Pop.
Lakers.
You guys keep on believing in Pop. How much longer you guys think Pop is going to be coaching for? He's 80 years old.
Maybe another year or two.
The Lakers.
I don't know if LeBron wants that headache.
The Clippers.
I don't know if Ty Lue wants that headache.
The
He might
Clippers-
fit with the
So
Clippers.
there's no place this guy
He might-
can go.
He might fit on the Clippers though. He could. I could see him working on the Clippers. He could be what Reggie Jackson was, and I think Reggie Jackson's still making a little bit of money, so that
He's not
that
on there
could
anymore.
work.
He's not on that team.
They got rid of Reggie. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, never
Yeah,
mind.
they got rid of him.
Reggie Jackson's
I
on the
tried.
Nuggets.
Yeah, what are you doing? That
He's on
Clippers
the
team has
bench.
Bones Highland as their backup point guard.
That's who they traded for Bones. Okay,
Because Russ won't be there next year, or if he will be, he'll be on a significantly less contract.
Russ will be there next year. It just
Yeah,
won't be for
So
50
that
million.
team's too deep in luxury tax, so they can't do it.
It won't be
Yeah,
for
it
50 million.
sounds like Jordan
So-
has to get his shit together. It sounds like
he has to make up with
Or
Draymond
he's
to
gonna
get
be
together.
he's gonna get traded for Gary Trent and fucking OG Anunoby.
And end up
Actually,
with-
there you go. I would do that.
If I'm Toronto, I'm hanging up the phone.
Toronto's trying to trade Pascal Siakam, so you might as well.
I'm still I'm hanging up the phone because I can get better than that. I can get better
Yeah.
than Jordan Poole. They can get better than Jordan Poole for Siakam.
No, I'm not saying for Siakam. I'm saying for Gary Trent and OG Anunoby.
They can get better than Jordan Poole for them too.
Well,
that's
I
a
don't know.
wash. That's a wash.
they're at-
Sale.
I think that's a good
OG
trade.
is- OG, he is very highly valued out in these streets.
Man, fuck OG. All right. He's
OG's
hard
got
to
such a
hear
good
it.
contract. He's got such a
highly
good
valued.
contract.
Like people want him. So
It's
I
because
don't know
the
why.
production he gets for the production you get out of his contract.
Nah, man. Fuck
Yeah.
OG, man.
Like if you could get similar to RJ Barrett numbers by paying a guy $20 million less, you would do that. Right?
I mean, you are going to have to pay him in a couple of years, but
He's under contract for 3 more years. They
He
got him
don't.
already. And by the time that 3 years is up, everybody else could be gone. Like Steph's gonna be what 37?
Steph would just be out there getting cardio at that
Steph
point.
would just be Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Draymond
Steph-
will be taking
Steph
over for
is gonna
Chuck on
turn-
fucking TNT.
Steph was going to turn to Ray Allen, and he going to make one of these fringe championship teams nasty. When you got to catch a 37-year-old Steph that literally is just coming in the game for about 20 minutes, just running and shooting threes, that's going to be hell on
Ray Allen,
somebody.
Rip Hamilton at their finest. Just
Oh,
cardio, pin down, zip ups, bang, bang, bang.
Steph is going to be hell for
Just get a
somebody.
whole bunch of big guys who can just set screens all day, knock you over. Steph, bang, bang, bang.
Steph is going to be hell for somebody when he gets older. When he doesn't have those responsibilities no more. Oh, Steph is going to be a monster.
Pin down hell. Pin down hell.
You imagine Steph Curry being your Duncan Robinson? Oh my god! Oh my god!
My goodness.
Oh. But that was fun. But let's get to our other major story for the week. You see it on James's his name this week. Ja Wick. What was it? Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
I just woke up thinking it was just going to be a normal day, and all I see in the chat is everybody talking about Ja Morant, and I'm like, well, what happened? What are y'all talking about? Hop on over to the Twitter, and another gun video for Ja. Before we get into that, he's been suspended for all off-season activities with the Grizzlies because that hurts Ja. But
Right.
Let me read you this statement from Woj from Ja Morant. This is Ja Morant's statement. I know I've disappointed a lot of people who have supported me. This is a journey, and I recognize there is more work to do. My words may not mean much right now, but I take full accountability for my actions. I'm committed to continuing to work on myself. Excellent job by his PR
Bro,
staff.
what the fuck does that mean? Like, just stop waving guns in Instagram videos. Like, what is this?
I have no clue what the fuck that means.
I said this
either.
on Sunday. I was like, Ja really thought, like, yo, you know what this IG Live needs? My gun! Like,
Hey, you notice how his
thought
friend-
that was a good idea.
His friend tried to like turn the camera away at the last minute.
He did. He tried.
He tried so hard.
He saw Ja with the gun. He was like, "Oh shit!" Oh,
Yeah.
No,
because everybody was
he's
shitting
fair.
on everybody was shitting on the friend. I was like, "Oh, the friend was trying to literally save this dumbass from just getting in trouble again."
Like, at first I was reading all things like, oh, who are his friends? Why are they just around him recording? I was like, they're all having a good time. And then Ja was like, yo.
You know what this means? Let me pull it out. Yeah.
No, but on a more
Why?
serious, on a more serious note, why do you guys feel like Ja Morant's carrying in the first place?
Like, I will never deny anybody's right, like, to carry, right? It's your prerogative. That's your thing. You obtained it through the correct means. Go right the fuck ahead, right? The necessity to constantly just wave it, I will
camera.
never understand. I will
But
never understand.
But why would you need one on you in the first place if you're someone like Ja? Why not just have security?
Like Ja, why do you need this? This is why, like, Chris Carter got in a lot of trouble for over 10 years ago saying, yo, have a fall guy, right? Have a guy who will, like, take the fall for you if shit goes down, like, carries your shit, like, all that stuff. Dad, go get a fall guy. Have a guy who has your shit. Like pay your boys to have your stuff. Like these are really your people. Cool. They will do that for you. You keep them on the payroll. You're going to be all set. Have them around you all the time. You're going to be all set. They're now security. Your best friend is now your head of security because he's going to take the fall for you. Like these are the things you just have to do. It's simple. It's very simple. Like, is it ethical?
Easy.
We could talk about that later. Not really the case. We're not talking ethics here. But if we're talking about the scenario, no reason for him to be the one carrying. None. There's too much to lose. Because everybody in that car, all those boys right there, are probably on the payroll already.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course.
So why are they like jeopardizing their bread? Why haven't they been like, yo, stop fucking doing that?
He already lost out on Supermax eligibility, and now he's standing to lose way more endorsements. They're talking about a very lengthy suspension now. I don't know what they mean by lengthy. Maybe,
I don't know how they can do a lengthy suspension. I really don't know how they can.
I was talking to James about this before we came on air. As much as Ja, it's an idiot tax. I don't know how they could suspend Ja because he literally did not do anything illegal. But I was telling James, that's what I said, conduct detrimental to the league, which it is because, hello, you're one of the faces of the league. Like
I don't know.
Not anymore.
Kyrie. It's the same thing I said about Kyrie. You can't be that
for a long time. Like, I really don't think he'd get more than 20 games.
I was thinking about 2025. Yeah.
I think he gets like anywhere from 15 to 20 games because he served 18 off the first stuff. Like JJ Redick made a good point today where he was like, he didn't break any laws. Like, as far as we're aware of, no laws were broken. He didn't bring anything on team facility, which violates CBA and like those rules. He hasn't he's just being dumb. So you're like, he got the slap on the wrist for 8. I think you start off at 16, you double it. And then you have to go from there. Cause what, if you get busted on PEDs, you get what, 25 in the NBA? And then you bring the firearm onto team property, that's 50. So conduct detrimental, what can you really get? Depending on the severity of it. So the problem is now it's just he's not going to be getting team suspensions. Everything coming down now is going to be 1, the league, and 2, he's going to be under a goddamn microscope. Because he couldn't have just been like, I made my fuck up once and I'm done. I learned. I made my fuck up once and I'm going to fuck up again.
So
but it's not even
makes no sense. Though. Makes no fucking sense.
I'm just saying it's not an isolated incident, obviously, but it's the second time involving a gun on video. Not even counting the 6 other instances where he's been fucking around.
Yeah. Like I said, that's why I was making the comment earlier about Steven Jackson. This isn't the first thing that he's done. He has been fucking up for about a year and a half now. He's just been doing dumb shit for a year and a half. At some point, we gotta sit.
When do you start evaluating the people who are around you? I evaluate the people who are around me on a regular basis, and I'm not even close to making as much money as John Morant makes. If I value a person and and the group of people who are around me now, and I'm able to be like, yo, you know what, this person isn't in that same mindset I'm in. This person has got something up that doesn't really mesh with what I'm doing right now, or I don't really want them around. If I can make those decisions making however much money a year I'm making, you definitely can be able to do that and making millions.
I'm just trying to figure out why. I guess I'm just still trying to figure out why would he do this? What sense does this make?
What is his dad doing? That's what I don't understand.
But you can't put everything on the dad. At the end of the day, he's still a grown man.
At the end of the day, but still,
he's still a grown man.
Somebody who's going to check you.
He's a grown.
You need somebody who's going to check you.
You can check somebody as many times. At the end of the day, Josh's still a grown ass man. He's still going to do his own thing. At the end of the day,
he's going to. But when you keep doing these situations, you need somebody who's going to be like, yo, what are you doing? And if those people who are his friends aren't getting to him, as a father, it's your job. That's your kid. Because at the end of the day, he may be representing the Grizzlies. He may be representing the NBA. He's also representing you.
But
how you raised him.
I think he's enabled by his family, because if you look at the stuff that John's done over the last year and a half, a few of these incidents involve his mother calling him, telling him to come handle this. So that tells me that it's like, this is what he, like, they enable him. They want, Ja, don't make me call my son. He'll come in. Yo, Ja, come handle this. Come handle it. And now he thinks that's what he does. He thinks he's that guy. And you're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. Like, and all
I know is that, like, I know you, Anthony, you said you can't blame dad as a dad of a young man, as a young boy, as a potential grown ass man someday. I don't like thinking about it like that. But like, if I see Jaden acting out, you best believe I'm being like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why is it like you're about to fuck everything up? Like, generational wealth.
But how do you know he's not already doing that, though? That's the thing.
That's also true.
That's also true. But until I don't know, I will assume it's not happening.
Until we see his dad make a statement.
Because that's the one thing I'm looking for.
I guess they got to put it on camera or some shit.
I'm looking for his dad to say something. Like, you would think there'd be a statement.
His dad loves to be on camera. He loves it. So, like, why wouldn't there be a thing where it's like he comes out and he's like, "Listen, I'm taking care of it," we're handling that on my side.
Well, Dylan, if you were his dad, what would you do right now?
Tell him to hire some people.
One, hire people. Two, what the fuck are you doing? And because you know damn well he's being questioned and asked by media whenever he goes somewhere. We haven't seen a single clip of that or anything going on, or make a statement. Be like, listen, family's embarrassed over this, but we're handling it in-house. Thank you.
So, I mean, there's only so much, like I said, there's only so much he can do. Like, there's only so much Usher Morant can do.
And I don't like questioning somebody as a father. I don't think he's a bad father, and I will never do that.
I don't think he's a bad father, but he's not. I don't want to say he's failing. He's not failing, because look where Ja is, but he needs to step up.
The ball is being dropped.
Yes, fumbling the bag. I'm sorry, James. What was that?
Nope. Do it again. Hold on.
No, there we go.
Go ahead.
He's enjoying the ride, I said.
Yeah. And I don't, as much as I don't want that to be true, like, I could see that, because he definitely is loving it. But there's times where your kids need you. And this is one of those times where it's like, your kids I don't need you to be T, like, all up in the Titantron next to Usher.
All up in the videos.
All up in the video. Doing all that stuff. I need T to be in the background, like, yo, what's up? Don't fuck this up. This is your opportunity. This is not even for us. This is for your daughter and all this stuff again, because Ja's also a dad.
Which also should just like Ja, come on, man.
Come on, Demetrius.
Come on, man.
Tell you, man, we need Coach Carter, man. We got to get Coach Carter on this boy, man. And nobody else gonna get to him, man. Dude is stubborn. I forgot he has a kid too. I completely forgot he's a dad.
Mm-hmm.
How old is Ja again?
Ja's 23.
He just gave Anthony more fuel.
23. 23.
Morant.
Jesus. I know he is a thug, but I just didn't forgot he's that young. Jeez.
There you go. There you go.
23,
right
man.
There you go. Right there.
Mike.
His dad definitely gonna step in. You see him, man.
Monkey's money. They get a little money and they act a little crazy. Start waving around their guns like they got nothing better to do. This is why they were behind cages and bars before they were anywhere else. Oh man.
Oh man. So,
Oh,
I mean,
good.
yeah, that's Doug Morant, man. Doug Morant.
But here's the thing, right? Because you know who else is getting a lot of blame other than his dad? NBA YoungBoy. Believe it or not, they're
damn
saying
rap music.
they're saying the music that he's listening to and him trying to emulate, YoungBoy and people like him is really just like fucking with John Morant right now.
All right, Tucker Carlson. Keep it moving. I hate that. He's a grown ass man. At the end of the day, he's a fucking grown ass man.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're 23 years old and a dad and you're like, yo, this music's really influencing me to fuck my life up, like, go ahead, man. That means you just don't deserve to be where you're at to begin with.
Yeah.
That I've always hated the music stuff where it's like, oh, music and video games are all causing violence and blah blah blah. Parent better, fuck off. Like,
basically,
blame the parents. Don't blame the fucking media that they're listening to and consuming. Blame the parents for letting them to fucking sponge everything in there. It's not paying attention. Fuck off.
I'm just looking for.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, I really hope we get Zach together. I can sit here and just try to brainstorm all night about why, when you're worth 200+ million and you're going to realistically make another 300 to 400 million throughout the duration of your career, why you'd be holding a gun. I can't understand for the life of me.
So my next question is, what happens if Ja does this again? What is the next punishment? Because, like, right now we could speculate, like, yo, we probably get like 20, 25 games. What happens if he just takes this as like, whatever, I just got my second slap on the wrist. What are they going to do?
Well, think about his endorsements too. Let's not just think about the season. Think about his endorsements. Just that shit's going to go down the hill.
When does Nike pull off the table?
I think Nike's going to wait a little bit. He should be concerned about Powerade. Powerade is...
Because that's what I'm saying. If this happens again, if you get 3 of these instances, if you're Nike, when do you move on? When do you decide, you know what? We're not even going to be able to really do this whole shoe thing with you. So, yeah.
Definitely flirting with... If it happens a third time, he might be in trouble with endorsement. Because, excuse me, what's going to happen is if he does something stupid like this again, he's going to get at least 50 games, if not a whole season. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. Or he might get released. Memphis might.
I don't think he would even get released. Do you flirt with the ban?
No, because he's not breaking any laws. He's not breaking any laws.
Well, he's not breaking any laws, but you have the conduct detrimental.
Well, that's why I said he probably would get 50.
Does he get his contract voided?
He might flirt with it.
And do you flirt with the Tyreek Evans, OJ Mayo, like, yo, you pop for marijuana, we're giving you like a 2-year ban, where you're not just going to get released, you just aren't going to be able to get signed, like the commissioner's exempt list in the NFL.
I mean, I don't think it's out of the
I'm not saying it's going to happen, because I do think there's some extreme level to that.
Yeah, I don't think it's out of the question. The
hard part about it is there's no law being broken.
Yeah.
It's just a kid being dumb.
So,
Anthony, I can't hear you if you're talking.
I guess he's not talking.
All right, cool. I saw his mouth move, so I wanted to make sure he was good. But like, it's flirting with that weird instance of just like, what the fuck do you do?
I don't know if it happens again.
Because
I don't
again, the league doesn't have morals. Like I'm sure
No,
Silver
absolutely
does,
not.
but the other owners don't.
Absolutely not.
There's no morals to be had in this. Like, oh, the second you released John Morant, Memphis is poverty. So it's like, all right, you just released John Morant. Anthony, I can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Anthony.
You released John Morant, and then you're gonna get looked at like you're stupid because then like Detroit's gonna sign John Morant.
And that's the crazy part is
And they'll just deal with it.
Someone will sign him immediately.
It's that thing where Roz is like, yo, just release him or don't do anything. It's like, well, if you release him, you're stupid.
Because you're not going to get anything for him. Because
you're not going to get anything for him, and
I
somebody else will just sign him.
29 other teams will find a way to sign him.
Yeah, and just let it rock.
Like all he has to do is make a list.
If only it were so simple, just like, yeah, you release him and then he just doesn't play basketball ever again.
Yeah, then okay, all right, cool. But no, he's going to play basketball again. And then when he sees you, he's going to kill ya. And your fan base is going to be furious.
Because you let that guy go.
For nothing.
For no reason. So, like, there's no correct way to go about this right now. This is uncharted waters. It's wonderful. I don't know how the navigation is going to work. I'm fully ready to watch the NBA fumble the bag on this. Just because it's just because it's so interesting.
Because the NBA doesn't typically fumble this bag. The NFL does all the time.
NFL is a It's funny that they're a football business that is just fumbling constantly.
Y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Constantly fumbling the bag. But the NBA has been pretty good with this. They don't have they also don't have really a lot of scandals like this either.
Exactly. Janice was asking, she was like, when's the last time like something like this has happened? I was like, well, really never. But like she's like, but how does the NBA deal with like domestic violence? I was like, there really hasn't been many of those in the NBA. I was like, what? Miles Bridges last year, you know how they dealt with it? He didn't get signed.
Yeah, it
was like a quiet suspension.
Yeah.
I was like, anything else, you kind of just wait for the trial to happen. And then once they're like found guilty or not, then you do with something. But like what? Even when Jason Kidd was going through his domestic issues in the early 2000s, nothing really happened because they kind of just went out the window.
So I mean,
Kobe's case, nothing happened because it got thrown out the window.
It got thrown out.
It's not the same as the NFL.
I saw a tweet today that said, this John Morant thing has made me really appreciate Bron and Kobe because they went through their whole
I saw that shit.
And I instantly went, oh,
to Kobe.
That's not the way I remember things going down.
It's just that thing that Kobe fans do. Like nothing ever happened. We only remember certain years.
Hey.
Certain years happened. Years didn't.
I was like, oh, that's not the way I remember things at all.
People are dumb. Where's Tim Duncan at? Tim Duncan never had shit. Never had shit happen.
Tim Duncan never had anything happen. That is true. I don't know what could happen at San Antonio, but Timmy never had it happen to him.
Them big old women. Double fist churros.
Victoria's not a secret down there in San Antonio. Oh, where's my phone? I think that was this. Is there NFL? I don't really feel like talking NFL because Anthony really just is an idiot this week in the chat with his NFL talk, and I really just don't feel like
the
it.
The fact
right
that
now.
Anthony said the Jets were going to win 8 games and had us getting swept in the division is insane. Insane.
I also made a whole projection on how the division was going to work out for y'all last year, and I was one game off.
And I
was one game off.
So you were wrong.
I was one game off.
So
And had you guys
wrong.
actually tried that game, I probably could have been 6 for 6 on that prediction.
Tried it. We tried out Joe Flacco and fourth string offensive lineman. That's all
Yeah,
we
I don't.
had.
That was
There was
easily
no
the,
try.
that was the most angry I was last year. I was so pissed when I saw that score, and I was like, "Yo, come on now!" Like I was at work, I was like, "Yo, you guys can't like score at least 3 more points." Like I was, "What the fuck, man?" Oh, that shit pissed me
Yeah,
off.
but like having the Jets go winless in the division when we split with Buffalo, split with Miami, and we're a punt return away from beating the Patriots, or a
You said
Zach
a
Wilson,
punt return.
or a Zach Wilson getting a first down.
I love how you phrase it like that.
Like, but no, the Jets got better and now are a worse team against this division. Like that's just crazy to me. I just don't understand that. That's just pure stupidity on your part. I just don't get it. Like the floor of this Jets team is 10 wins.
You really think the floor is 10 wins?
Yeah, I do. I do.
He does.
I do, because if we have those 8 games that you said and you just split 3-1, split the division, that's 3 more wins. That's 11. That's not even me. I think we're going to sweep the Patriots. That's 12.
I don't see more than 9 for y'all, honestly.
Yeah, but again, you're fucking crazy. You are fucking crazy. Like I don't understand this. I don't understand anything about this.
So you don't. So you think? So 9 and 8 is not a likelihood for the Jets this year?
No, it's not. It's really not. I've already put my bet on the Jets over 9.5. Like that's a lock. That's a guaranteed lock.
He's confident.
You want to know why it's a guaranteed lock? Because it's already minus money. I couldn't get on it. If I could get on it earlier, if it was minus 110, it's almost minus 300 right now.
So realistically, so you said you see the Jets winning 10 games this year. Is it 10 or 11? What do you realistically see New York winning this year?
I said the floor is 10. I'd be happy with 10. But there's a world where you could get 13.
He thinks it's. I was about to say he thinks it's 13.
There's a world you could get 13, but I'd be happy with 10.
No, what do you absolutely? If you could just pick one number, like pick a number.
11.
Where do you see those 11 wins on the schedule?
Do you have the schedule up? Do you need me to do it?
I'm pulling it up right now. Okay, so your first game is home against Buffalo.
Win.
At Dallas.
Win.
Home against New England.
Win.
Home against Kansas City.
Loss.
At Denver.
Win.
Home against Philly.
Loss.
At New York.
Win.
Home against Chargers.
Win.
At Vegas.
Win.
At Buff.
Will spin. Will spin.
At Buffalo.
Loss.
Home against Miami.
Win.
Home against Atlanta.
Win.
Home against Houston.
Win.
At Miami.
Loss.
Home against Washington.
Win.
At Cleveland.
Win.
At New England.
Win.
So what were the losses again? We said Kansas City,
Kansas City,
Philly,
Buffalo,
and Miami.
And Miami.
13-4.
So he.
I think 11. I think 11 is out of that is very doable. Are
My
there
only
toss-ups
thing-
there? Yes.
Yeah, there's some toss-ups there, and like I get it. Like we all just have this idea that our team is going to win every home game. Like they're going to slip up, like, but they're going to lose some home games. They're going to win some road games they probably shouldn't win too. So like it will balance out. like I said, when I did mine, what did I say? 10? Did I get you out at 10?
Yeah, you said 10. Like
I said 10.
realistically, like there, if that's my perfect scenario, right? That's 13. I could have easily been like, yeah, we're gonna win every fucking game. We're not. I understand how that works.
Yeah, absolutely not beating Kansas.
Do I see us slipping the Browns game? Potentially. Do I see us slipping the Cowboys game? Potentially. Like those could both happen, and that pushes me down to 11. But I'll tell you what, we're not slipping is 12. That's not happening.
All right, let's bring
that bum ass Raiders team's not.
Let's bring realism back into the stream. All right, so
how isn't that real? How isn't that real?
Dylan, I'm talking.
I'm asking you a question. How isn't that real?
I'm about to tell you right now. First off, you're not beating the Chargers. So
based on what?
That off the list.
Based on
you're
what?
You're not beating us.
You're not answering.
Oh, wait. Let me finish.
You're not going to answer my questions. We're not.
I'm going to answer.
You guys suck. So I don't understand how you're doing anything here.
Can you let me finish? I'm going to answer your question.
You're not answering my questions.
I want to start off with the games that you think you're going to win, but you're not.
Let him finish his statement before he.
Thank you. Goddamn. All right.
I will let you finish, and then I'll rip apart the Raiders. So let's go.
All right. You're not beating the Chargers. You're not beating us. What was the other delusional win that you said you were going to have? All right.
Wait, they're not beating the Raiders, Anthony?
No, hell no. That's just drunk talk. That's what it is. It's drunk talk.
That's why you got a wheel spin on it.
You're not sweeping New England. I'll give you one. I'll be nice. I'll give you one.
The only reason I don't think we would win Week 18 would be we have a playoff spot locked in and it doesn't matter.
No, you wouldn't win regardless. All right, so let's see. That's 3. So you guys are at 10 wins. Let's see.
A bootlicker.
Let's see. You're not winning at Denver either. That's 9-8 right there.
Okay, my turn. Let's go with on 11-12, the Raiders. What do the Raiders do better than the Jets?
What
do the Raiders do better than the Jets?
Hold on a second. Fix his fucking receipt. Okay. First off, we have a better receiving core than you.
You have better receiver, so go ahead.
Whoa. We have an overall better receiving group.
No,
Come on, Dylan.
Fine.
Come on, Dylan. Come on. All right,
go ahead.
Thank you.
What else do you have better than the Jets?
Our DTs are better.
No, you're not.
I think we have
the second best defensive tackle in football. What are you?
I don't know.
About?
No. Our pass.
What are you talking about?
I think this year. Hold on. Wait. Hold on.
I'm trying to be fair here. I don't
know.
Hold
on, Dylan. I think this year our pass rush will be better than yours.
What are you talking about?
I think it will be this year.
What are you talking about?
I think
you know who our defensive tackle is.
No, I know y'all have a really good pass rush, but I think ours will be better this year.
You don't know though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I do know because y'all don't want to pay it.
The player on our defense is first team All-Pro Quinnen Williams.
The guy y'all not trying to pay?
No, they're paying. He's currently on not even with the team because he's having a baby. He's literally having a baby right now.
Have you seen his discontent with y'all because y'all not trying to give him the money that he deserves?
He's mad that they're not trying to pay him negotiate with him while his wife's in labor.
Let's live in a world where the Jets sign him because we all know the Jets are going to sign.
No, but they're going to sign. They're going to sign.
Just by Quinnen Williams being there alone, you guys don't sniff that.
We
don't sniff that.
Okay.
He said defensive tackles.
Just the tackles?
Defensive tackles? No chance.
I thought we were talking about the line because I would say
if we're doing line, it's like okay because
the Raiders do have a good
really
line.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking pass. I'm talking about in general. I think we will have a better pass rush this year.
Jets go 10 deep, so that's gonna be tough.
It's close.
I don't think it's that close.
It's close.
You don't.
I don't think it's close.
I think it's close. As a room, it's not close. It's not close.
But he's elite though, Dylan. Like
he's elite. But so is Quinnen.
And especially if Tyree goes off too.
We match elite with elite, and then we have better depth.
And if Tyree goes off too, and Chandler Jones,
Chandler Jones, who's a dead person.
Well, that's the key to the whole thing.
That's the key, though.
If
That's
Chandler
literally the
Jones is
key.
Chandler Jones, Dylan,
Yeah.
then Anthony
No,
has an argument that
he does,
they could,
but if he's the Chandler Jones that I know the last 2
that
to
we
3
saw
years,
last
then
year. Then
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. This year we will have a better pass rush than you.
you have no way of guaranteeing me that. I know.
Of
what
course
the
not.
Jets
That's why I
are.
said this year we will have a better pass rush.
But
than
again,
you.
you're telling me something that based off of stats last year and the year before, you'd be wrong.
I just think it's close. I would say the Jets win that, but
The
I think
Jets
it's
win
close.
that. Like, there's no
It's
like if you're gonna
close.
try to argue defense, you're gonna lose every battle.
It's close. Like it's close. Jets win.
Dylan, if we're gonna go off last year,
But those same guys are there, Anthony. The same guys are there.
The Jets
if we're gonna go
got
off,
better. The
wait,
Jets added
wait, but
guys
Dylan, hold on, Dylan. If we're gonna go off last year, then we might have to talk about the quarterbacks then.
We're talking
Aaron
defense.
Rodgers last year, if
The Aaron Rodgers that you said was so washed last year.
yeah, compared to what Aaron Rodgers has been, absolutely. If you gave me washed Aaron Rodgers last year, I still got 33 touchdowns. So, like, I don't want to hear any of that.
All right.
That's why he's not washed. But moving on.
Compared to what he has been, yes. Go ahead. Go name your other groups. Let's keep naming defense since you've already started on defense.
No, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Let's go. Let's go.
No,
Come on.
I'm not.
Let's do
I'm not
what
gonna
about
say.
linebackers.
Anthony, you're not going to go with the one thing that y'all are better than them at?
What?
Safety. Y'all are better at safety.
No, they're not actually.
No, we're not.
You
We're
don't
not.
think so?
You wanna know
No.
why they're
But
not?
that's
Because
why
we
I only
added Chuck Clark.
that's why I only mentioned pass rush. I'm not
We
going to
added
sit here
Chuck
and say
Clark in our
our
safety
safeties-
room.
our safeties are not better.
Your
Well, they don't
safeties
suck, Dylan.
Yes,
They don't.
Yeah,
Our safeties don't suck.
Yeah,
Our
who are your
corners.
safeties?
Our
Who are your
corners. Our corners suck. I will give
Who are
you
your
that.
safeties?
All right.
I didn't bring up corners for a reason. There was a reason I didn't say
It-
second.
Corners-
yeah.
Corners, you will lose that every which way. The Jets' third corner is better than your first corner.
I'm not going to argue with that either.
You can't. You can't win that. Who are your safeties?
I don't even fuck. I can't even
You don't
fucking
even-
remember right now.
Chuck
Awful.
Clark
That's-
from the Ravens is better than both of the safeties that you have. So we move.
No, but yeah, I do
Linebacker.
have it.
What do you got at linebacker? Because I have all pro at my linebacker. So I guess you lose there.
But my thing is, Porsley, what's the point of this comparison? It's a new season.
It's a new season, but the Jets are a top 5 defense in football.
But
and
the
that
thing
puts
is,
them to win the game every chance. There's a chance the Jets will win just off of defense alone, and that will always put them in the game. And then you get a guy, whether he's washed or not, like Aaron Rodgers, to go against the fucking Raiders defense. Barbecue chicken.
Not if we get to Rodgers. Not if we put that pressure on Rodgers.
The
That's why we
problem with
draft.
that
That's why
is-
we drafted Tyreek.
The problem with that is if the Jets offensive line is healthy, the only person who has a chance is Crosby.
That's a big if, Dylan. Josh sure as
Because
hell was not healthy.
Elijah
last
Vera
year.
Tucker last year before he got hurt allowed 1 pressure all season in these fucking 6 games. It was on his way to be playing all pro at multiple offensive line positions.
Well, that's midway through the season, Dylan. So let's hope y'all can
I'm sorry,
stay healthy
tore
by
his
the time I
tricep.
meet it.
Tore his tricep, and he's played 2 in a season before that, full season, no injuries.
I'm so glad they put that game on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
the schedule
I can't
makers,
wait.
they're smart people. The schedule
I can't wait.
makers are
I don't know why
smart
y'all
people.
are on Sunday Night Football. Fucking Jimmy G's gonna be hurt by week 4, so can't wait to see
Wow.
Brian Hoyer trot out there. That's also another reason you guys don't stand a fucking chance. You have an immobile fucking statue at quarterback with no offensive line. You think the Jets' offensive line is bad. Your offensive line is worse than ours. Especially the middle, and that's where our best player plays.
Oh,
I
you're
don't
not beating
understand
us.
where this is happening.
You're not beating us, Dylan. You're not.
Listen, I don't know what world you live in where Jimmy G is an upgrade from Derek Carr, but like you enjoy that world because fentanyl is crazy.
I'm not crazy. Listen, I like
Fentanyl
Derek.
is crazy. I need to know where you're getting it. You're fucking going sick,
You really
man.
think Derek Carr is that much better than Jimmy G?
Yes, I do.
I
You
think
wanna
it
know
helps
why?
Jimmy
Because
G.
Josh McDaniel sucks as a play caller.
Listen, I would love to shit on Josh McDaniels the same way a lot of people do. But at the end of the day, Derek Carr was making the same Derek Carr mistakes he was making the years prior. At the
If
end
your
of the
defense didn't go up 35 points a game, like it wouldn't be a problem here. But
day.
again,
Yeah, but that's been like
that's
the whole-
exactly why
that's-
I don't have anything to fear with the Raiders, because you guys give up 35 fucking points a game.
That's not going to happen this year.
With what?
I
You
think-
upgraded at corner? You didn't. You guys had many opportunity to upgrade at corner. You didn't.
No, we went and took a pass rusher, and I like the fact that we took a top talent. All right, so I mean, I don't
There
have
was
a
a
problem
better
with
talent at corner available. The Raiders did that thing where they take the third best pass rusher on the board as opposed to taking the first best corner in an area of need.
Listen, an elite pass rush can make your corners better, and it makes your safeties better.
Yeah,
too
but
at
you
the
have to
same
have
time.
talent.
That's true. That's true.
You have to
No,
have
but it's
talent in
just-
that room too.
You don't have
And
to
if
have
you
that
don't
much
have
talent.
Yeah,
You don't have
we
to have
need
that
to have
much
average
talent.
talent. You need to have
If you-
average talent in the corner
Yeah,
room.
you're being disrespectful.
You don't think Tyree? Okay, I know I'm talking hypothetically.
I'm not saying Tyree. He's not. He's a bad pick, right? Your pass rush helps the corners. Corners help the pass rush. I get it. The problem is your corners aren't average corners. You have below average corners.
They can become average.
And
I'm
that's,
okay
that's
with
the
average
scary
corners.
thing. That's the scary thing, that they're going to have to become average. That means you're getting cooked all the time, regardless.
If you have average corners, aren't getting cooked all the time. All right,
Really?
it's not true.
You had average corners last year, and they got cooked all the time.
Dylan, our corners were not good last year.
Rocky Sin is by every statistical measurement last year was considered a C. That is average.
Ugh. Jeez, I don't know.
He was a C.
No, that's not what I saw in the field. that's
Again,
not what I saw. in the
Your
field.
eyes versus what statistical metrics are completely different, because he was considered an average corner.
Ugh.
So if
Yeah.
all your
I'm gonna
corners
have
are
to-
just Rocky Sin, y'all giving up 30 a game.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to push back on that. No.
Y'all are gonna have to win it.
If that's the season, the
I
bar
hope
is pretty
Jimmy
low.
G can score fucking 40 a game, because y'all are gonna need it.
Why are you guys winning at Denver?
Russ stinks.
Well, before we go on to, so since we have y'all here talking, can we get a wheel spin on this game?
I want one. He doesn't.
Well, I think it's a little different now because you're
yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Wheel spin. Yes or no? I
I
want
was
to hear
going-
your fucking excuses. Yes or no?
No, I wasn't gonna make an excuse there.
You were
I'm
just gonna
just
get ready
saying.
to run.
No, I can't run. I'm on the. How can I run? Like, what am I gonna do?
Well, you're acting like there are wires in your headphones keeping you from getting up. You can get up and run, like you always
And
do.
run
like you're
run
running
to
right
where?
now.
Where am
Away
I gonna
from
run
me.
to?
Captain
Where am I gonna run to?
Little man.
Away from me.
All I was gonna say is, yeah, this is a little different because you are on the hook for 2 wheel spins, just
So
like
are
me.
you.
So
Yeah,
yeah, it's-
I'm ready. I'm ready. But you're over here fucking happy feet and it tippy
Wait, what are you-
away.
Wait, so what are your 2 wheel spins again? Is one
I
from
have
Ron's
a
and the other
TBD
one?
and from one
Oh,
from
yeah.
James, because he took the New York Knicks bet that you refused to,
Oh, okay. All right.
Mhm.
because you were happy feet and tippy taparoo away from me.
And I wasn't in the chat at the moment.
Dylan, my thing is, in this
Yes or
struggling
fucking
economy-
no? I'm done playing with you.
Do you at least want to?
Shit,
I'm
get
gonna
off the
try and
pot.
I'm gonna try and Don King this. Dylan, can we at least give him a, because injuries we don't know. Can we give him a yes pending major injury to
No.
a starter?
No,
No.
I don't
Don't
want
care.
any of
Wait.
that. I
Right
want
now.
money line. I want Jets over fucking Raiders money line.
What is a dollar amount you'd be okay with?
Wheel spin. Because no matter what dollar amount I ask you for, you're gonna try to pay me in installments, and I'm not here for that. just pay me in wheel spin.
What if we put random dollar amounts on the wheel? Would you be okay with that, Anthony?
Actually, depends.
No,
How high are we
no,
going
look at
on that
He's
wheel?
out. He's out. Get him out of here. This guy's
How
fucking
many
soft.
slots is on the wheel, Dylan?
I as many swats as I want.
I would say we could do like 4 and 4. Y'all each pick $4 amounts. We can put that on the wheel.
Anthony gonna run. Anthony gonna run.
No, Okay, Mike just gave me a new idea now. Let's see.
Yeah, here we come. Here comes a lopsided bet.
No, shut
Like
up.
here,
So-
4 and 4, and then a winner's choice. Put it that way. That can't exceed like something stupid that none of us can afford. Like you can't put winners pick and then Dylan goes, "You owe me $1 million."
Yeah, because that's just Dylan's gonna do like 1,000. Dylan's gonna do some wild shit.
We're not gonna do that.
Dylan's gonna put some unreasonable ass fucking number and shit. Like, I want it all in nickels, Anthony. Like you're gonna do some wild shit like that.
That's funny. That's funny.
Listen, if I ask if you roll on $20 and I say, okay, I want it in nickels, go give it to me in nickels. You have a bank. They will give it to you. Just call ahead. It's courtesy.
So
I don't want it in payment plan.
So we can theorize right now. So what numbers would be on that wheel then?
Whatever
it's
you
4
want,
and 4.
Anthony.
You pick 4, Anthony. He picks 4. So you could lose the wheel spin, but it could land on 3. You pick $3 and it lands on $3. You still only paid $3.
Oh, that's true.
The problem is I'm going to want amounts that I make him hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Accountable.
See, that's
y'all would have to agree on a cap then. Y'all have to agree on a cap.
Oh yes, we definitely. That's $100
cap. No,
remember Anthony. That works both ways. So you can.
I know.
If the Raiders win, which I don't think they will, but I give them more of a chance than Dylan is.
I'm maxing out at 60.
This is how negotiations work, Dylan.
Yeah, I've seen 14 seasons of Shark Tank.
Nah, he's lowballing me to shit.
So
I should have said $200. Then he would have been like $30 is the max.
But you didn't.
So what about so Anthony 75?
80.
70. Not going higher than 70.
And it might not be 70. Remember, it may not even be 70.
I don't like that this is going in his way. I want a punishment.
Dylan,
I can't.
Dylan, just pick 70.
When we have these conversations in the chat, I get looked at as the bad guy. I'm greedy. I just make these just ridiculous bets. But when you hear
you're getting out of a punishment.
When you hear it on live, now it doesn't sound like I'm the bad guy no more. This motherfucker right here, this guy, greedy.
I don't want your money. I want your content.
That would be great.
Humiliation.
Don't worry, we're gonna get that.
I'm on the hook for 2 wheel spins already, Dylan.
I can't.
You forget that. I'm on the hook for 2 wheel spins.
I don't fucking care. Stack them up.
Stack.
I don't fucking care.
But I ain't gonna front though. The one reason why I've been dodging any more wheel spins because there's like 1 or 2 of them that I absolutely don't want to fucking do. Wow. That's why I'm gonna keep it a buck. The 2 wheel spins I had, those are like the best case scenarios I could have gotten. Like no lie, because I was shaking in my fucking pants when that wheel was spinning. There was 2 specific. I was like, please don't land, please don't land, please don't land, and it did not land on those things. Fucking God, man.
Dylan did not get the wheel was not kind to Dylan. I can't wait for Dylan's. I can't.
What did Dylan get again?
I got 24 hours in fast food place.
No wonder you was trying to trade with me.
No, I'll keep that one. I mean, I gotta keep it. I'll keep it. I have no problem keeping it. It's gonna be good content. The problem is, it's the most inconvenient out of every single one.
I would agree. I think that's the most inconvenient one.
It's like not even. It's like hot chip, whatever. I eat the fucking chip, hot gummy, like ice bucket, whatever. Cool, fine. It's all done. A thing. I have to spend a whole last 24-hour period.
Dylan has a family, and he has to get away from his family for 24 hours in a fast food place, unless he eats an ungodly amount of food.
It literally, it's like, oh, like if it's at McDonald's, like, yo, every hamburger I eat, I lose an hour. I'm gonna eat fucking like 10, 12 fucking hamburgers.
And that still only gives you 12 hours.
Listen, I can make it work, but like that's just I'm gonna throw up. A bad time. It's just so inconvenient.
Wait, do you have to eat a hamburger?
I don't.
Well,
I'm
we
waiting
haven't.
for
We haven't.
James.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that far yet. But
Yeah, shit, you can stock up on the apple pies and shit.
No,
Get some small
obviously
part.
it's one item.
absolutely.
Okay.
That is
Woo, that's
so
gonna be
annoying.
rough.
It's just
That is.
Oh, it's gonna be
it's
rough.
inconvenient. It's just
You made it.
inconvenient.
You
I know.
came up-
I know, but
You
again,
reap what you sow, brother.
I know, and I understand it. That's why I'm down for more wheel spins because
The only
everybody
person-
else deserves it.
The only person left was James. He's the only one.
Wait, isn't
left.
Roz doing wheel spin?
Well, Roz has
Razzo's
one
this
coming.
one. Razzo's
Roz
Yeah,
this
has
one.
one. Roz has
probably-
one coming.
Whenever that's gonna be.
But
James doesn't have wheel spin.
James has not had to touch that wheel yet, but his day is coming. I should have bet him on the damn.
Wait,
wheel.
Mike, you don't have a wheel spin, do you?
No.
No, you don't.
I had to do the hot chip though, which is on the wheel.
So
But
why
I-
don't you and James do a bet?
I've made wheel spin bets. I'm just undefeated.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's your fucking ass.
Undefeated. But hey, if the Titans let me down, we're gonna be sitting here next year. I'm gonna be struggling. And listen, the finals is in a couple weeks. We might. I'm depending on how this plays out. I would be open to those bets too. So
I almost
eventually I'm gonna have to spin the wheel. Like we're all gonna have to spin the wheel at some point. It's coming. We all will have to spin at some point.
I did think about trying to make like a Titans bet. I just couldn't think of like what to do. I almost thought of like a
You guys
Titans
made
Colts.
one.
Yeah, I would say we made one, right?
With me and you?
Yes.
Yes. Will
Wait,
spin.
what was? Oh yeah, it was the Will spin. Yeah, but I was thinking of a different one. It was like centered around like the Titans and Colts, but I just couldn't think of one. I almost wanted to do like a Will spin on the Titans sweeping the Colts, but I was like, I don't want to go that far this year. I don't know if I feel that confident in doing that this year.
Please give me that joy.
I don't know if I feel that confident about y'all sweeping Indy again this year.
I would like to propose a set of challenges or a set of bets that will get us a get out of spin free card.
I agree.
Dylan really don't want to do that bet.
No, it would have to take place after and now be going forward. It wouldn't take away from any past bets. But I would I would like for us to, in certain circumstances, present that as an option.
Well, I would think like things like when we do group competitions,
Mm-hmm.
winners get
like for whoever wins March Madness next year,
Yeah.
or fantasy football next year.
2K23.
Whoever wins the Speak On It championship also gets
that you
get out of
guys
wheel spin free
just
card.
Seemingly refuse to touch Day, but I mean that's another story.
Anthony, you
But-
said you were still training literally 4 days ago when James asked about it.
Did I?
Yes, you
Yeah.
said no, I'm not ready yet. I'm playing too many other
You
games.
you have the worst memory.
No, he
What
has
are you
selective
doing?
memory,
Like-
Laura. The problem is he has selective memory and I remember everything.
Like, what are you doing?
What better time than now to pick a date? When are we gonna do this Hell in a Cell match?
Did we agree on Hell in a Cell?
Yeah. Well, I threw it out there. You
Because
guys did.
we're going to be throwing you off of it. So
Well, I kind of
I was just saying,
threw
was
it
it
out
going to be
there.
Hell in
Y'all
a
didn't-
Cell? Was it going to be
y'all
ladder?
didn't y'all didn't give me any pushback, so I was like, all right, fuck it, we're doing Hell in a
I'm cool with
Cell.
Cell.
I'm cool with a TLC.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it. Whatever you
No,
want.
I want to do Hell in a Cell. I want to do Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I really want to throw you off the fucking.
fine with me.
I sent my whole game plan around a Hell in a Cell match, so yeah.
No problem.
Oh yeah,
with
we
me.
have to do everything that's convenient, random. Wheel spin.
Wait,
Wheel
what?
spin match.
Oh my god, man!
Let
This
the
dude's
wheel
obsession
decide
with
the
Will
match.
Smith, man.
Wait,
This dude's
Because you're over here game planning for a Hell in a Cell. Now wheel.
Oh
spin.
no, I'm just gonna run
Oh.
into I'm just gonna run into a Hell in a Cell match with two people who are super experienced in Day 2K. What do you expect me to do?
I thought you were saying Will Spin for the loser, Dylan. I was
No,
about
no,
to say,
no. Oh,
ooh.
Well, we can do the get out of Will Spin
well,
for
that's
that.
for the winner. What happens for the person who eats the pin?
Oh, who eats the pin?
And then you add the person who also lost to the wheel to do the punishment.
Why do we
if it
always
lands
have to
on it.
punish the loser every single time we do these things?
You
Why
have to
can't
be
we?
punished for being a loser.
Why
If
can't
you
we just
lose, you have
congratulate?
to.
Why
No,
can't we
there's
just
no-
reward the winner?
You're what's wrong with America.
every, every time the loser got to get punished. Isn't defeat enough sometimes?
No,
No,
no.
absolutely not. We need humiliation.
Mm-mm.
Humiliation. It builds character. That's what's wrong with today's America. Nobody's getting bullied anymore. You need to keep bullying people. Like you gotta make thicker skin.
Oh God.
Like what is this?
Oh man, it's terrible, man. It's terrible.
Yeah, so if you're gonna game plan for matches, we can't have that. We can't.
What am I
have
saying?
We absolutely will do a Will Spin for the type
We will
of match.
absolutely for the type of match.
You guys are way more experienced than me. What is wrong with me game planning?
You
Play the
made the
game.
challenge.
You made the challenge. I made the belt.
Okay, I made the stipulation too.
Nope,
Hell in a cell.
Nope.
The wheel determines all, Anthony. That's how this pod works. The wheel determines all.
Oh my God. Yes, you guys are right. The will determines all. We'll do it via will spin. The will spin will determine what match we do.
And so, Dylan, if it is a ladder, though, then there's no Will Spin for the loser because there's
no pin to be eaten.
Yeah, there's no pin.
If it lands on a table match, whoever goes to that table.
Which could
maybe
suck.
we put you through a table in real life.
That table is very fluky. That table is very fluky. So,
maybe one of the punishments is putting you through a table in real life. You gotta get 3D'd by the two guys in the match. Oh God, that would be great. Imagine us doing that to fucking Anthony.
I would probably have to be Devon. I probably would.
Devon, get the tables.
If that's the case, you don't want me to lose.
No, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, man.
Pretty sure.
I'm sure Mike could flapjack and I come in with the cutter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can get that off.
I think we'll be good to go there. Look at that. Progress.
Yeah, look at a plan coming together.
Speaking of wrestling for 1 second, is this Randy Orton's last run? Because I heard the doctors are telling him not to return to wrestling.
Well,
I hope that's not right.
He's got a really bad back injury. Like he broke his back. Like it's bad. And when you've been wrestling as long as he has, you start finding other stuff like he's like an old car. Like once one major thing go bad, and then you look under the hood and you're like, oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad too. Oh, that's bad too. You know what? This car just might be total. This car might just might be done. It might not be worth it to fix it. So as sad as it is, I think that's where we might be right now, which sucks because we never got a Randy versus Roman during this historic timeline.
I'm all set.
That would have been a lot of fun.
I'm all set on that.
The drama of RKO like out of nowhere that can steal the title, can't write that stuff up.
I'm good. Randy could go somewhere.
Don't talk about my GOAT.
I'm tired of Randy. He's not your GOAT. Don't do that.
He's the GOAT. He's the real GOAT of this era. Of his era, I should say. Not the pretty boy John Cena. No. It's Randy. It's Randy that put in the work. Some of the best character work you ever seen. You can't tell me bald-headed Randy Orton wasn't a psychopath.
2009 Randy Orton.
Psychopath.
I mean, used to put whole
Randy Orton fans are like Kobe fans.
Psychopath. He
Just
DDT'd
ridiculous.
Stephanie McMahon and kissed her in front of Triple H. Psychopath. Psycho.
I need you to. I also need to know where you buy your Fendt.
He birthed Cody Rhodes. We
I
don't
need
have
to-
an American Nightmare without Randy Orton.
I need to know
Don't
where you
have
get
one.
your Fent.
We don't have
Because
it.
it looks like you and Anthony are getting at the same place.
Well, you don't.
Y'all are
What?
holding out.
What you mean? Why ain't you showing Randy Orton some love, man?
14-time champion.
GOAT.
14.
He's one of the goats.
He's not even that.
How is he
You're
not?
right.
He's not. He's
How many
certified Hall of
are
Fame.
there? You know,
He
you're
has
a
the best.
Hall of Famer.
He has the best finishing move of the last 40 years.
You mean the one he stole from Diamond Dallas Page?
He stylized it.
He made it a hot line. Randy made it
Yeah.
a hot song.
Exactly.
He got the whole out of nowhere thing from Diamond Dallas Page. He literally hit the Diamond Cutter from anywhere. That was the thing. He could get it from anywhere.
Dylan, when's the last time you saw RKO
He
compilation?
stole my whole flow. That's what DDP's saying. He stole my whole flow. What are we doing here? Like, come on now. We're not doing that.
I remember, I think it was one time somebody tried to do a moonsault off the top, and Randy Orton caught him in midair and hit him with
It
an
happens all the
RKO.
time. He does it all the time.
That shit was beautiful. It's just,
Like, you're not going to sit here and disrespect John Chana like this. It's not happening.
well, I'm not disrespecting Cena. I'm
No,
definitely
like
not.
Mike over here, like, oh, he's the actual goat of this generation. He's not. John
Nah,
Chana.
nah.
John Chana.
Who's now a
Santino Morella. John Chana.
5 moves of death, John Cena.
You're also a Hogan fan, so you can't do that.
I'm not a Hogan fan. I just respect Hogan.
You respect Hogan, but
I understand what he did to the business. He's the godfather.
and Cena,
aka
is
Jacob
just
Toretto.
Hogan.
Hogan was
better.
good for Hogan's era. This is not
John
that
Cena's
era
good in
anymore.
Hogan's era. He's good after Hogan's era.
You know what Hogan is, Dylan? Hogan
shit.
is Wilt Chamberlain. That is what Hogan is.
Hogan
Wrestling a
don't disrespect
bunch
Wilt
of
Chamberlain like that.
wrestling a bunch of
Don't
plumbers.
See, Dylan's about to come crazy out the mouth. Dylan's about to say some real crazy shit.
Hey, yo.
Don't you dare disrespect Wilt Chamberlain like that by comparing him to Hulk Hogan. That's dog shit. You give him the apology right now.
That's exactly
Say,
what
Wilt
he
Chamberlain,
is.
I'm sorry.
And Cena is what happens if you put Wilt Chamberlain in today's NBA. Yeah, he good. He really good. He ain't the best, though. The best.
My brother's
Randy.
also a Randy Orton fan. I call my
Randy's
brother a
the
Dick
best.
Rado.
Randy is the best.
He's not the best. He's really not. He's good. He's very entertaining. Hall of Famer. One of the all-time greats, but he's not better than John Chana.
He's one of the best, though. Can you say he's one of the best?
You can honestly
Dylan?
say,
But can you say
Edge
he's one of the
doesn't break
best?
his neck. He's not better than Edge.
I like him more than Edge.
Rated
do
R
too.
superstar Edge.
No, I'm not. I think Edge is a better wrestler, but I personally like Randy Orton more.
But Edge did break his neck, unfortunately. So
Yeah, well, Randy broke his back. John
Still.
Cena never broke his back.
he did.
He actually did.
Batista broke it.
But he's back. He came back. Is Randy coming back? No, loser. Edge came back from microfracture surgery to his neck, triple bypass fusion surgery,
It took him 9 years.
and he came back.
We still got 8 years for Randy to come back.
As of right now, Randy ain't come back.
How old is it Randy gonna be in 8 years?
Randy be in his 50s.
Yeah, he's definitely in his 50s.
Randy will be in
Yeah, but
his
Edge is 50 right now, so that worked out.
Edge is like 46.
Nah, Edge is 50. Yeah, Edge is 50. He's 49. He's gonna be 50 this year. I believe he was born in 73, if I'm not mistaken.
You want to put a wheel spin on that? You want to put a wheel spin on
I
that?
will put a Will spin on that.
Are you serious?
Hold on, Anthony.
Are you
How old
serious?
did you say?
No, I'm not gonna put a Will spin on
Oh,
that. Hell
No,
no.
no, no, no. I know. I want you guys to stop really quick. Anthony, how old did you say?
I believe Edge was born in 73.
He did.
Dylan,
How old does that
Dylan.
make him? How old does that make him?
49.
I was about to say, and Dylan, guess what? He's absolutely right. He almost had me there, Dylan. He almost had me. He didn't have the courage of his conviction. He almost had me.
Cause I was
Never
like, hold
does.
up. I was like, hold up,
He
wait
never
1 second. I
does.
know this motherfucker was born in 73.
Yeah, but didn't you say he was 50 something? 53?
No, I said 50. I said he was turning
Oh,
50
he's
this year.
49.
Yeah, 49. Same shit.
He'll be 50 this year.
No one in my family says I'm 29 anymore. They say I'm fucking 30. So I don't know.
Because you're old as fuck.
You about to be 29 in like what? How many weeks?
My guy, why do you know my birthday? Shut up.
Hmm?
Get all my nuts. You know, I was thinking about something I was going to say on the pod, and I blanked 100%. And
shitting on Randy Orton.
I be hating. It's all right though.
To be hating on fucking Randy Orton.
I do be hating on Randy Orton. I forgot something. I was like, you know what? I'm going to break this out. I haven't brought this out yet. And I don't remember what I'm supposed to break out.
Was it Dylan's trivia? Because we haven't broken that out.
No, I haven't. That takes too much
Yeah,
time.
we
I'm
haven't.
very busy.
Yo,
these
we
days.
haven't done trivia in a minute.
It's very time consuming. And
I
time
mean,
is not something I have right now.
I could do some Taylor Swift trivia next week.
Swifties are about to have a fucking new enemy with me.
Well, here comes the real. Here comes the moment. Here comes the moment. Let's put the logo behind us.
I don't understand the hype around this bitch. Like, she's just sitting here writing songs about her boyfriends and them breaking up, and she's always the victim. Always the victim. The guys always do her wrong. Maybe she's high maintenance. Who knows? But she also is like mid as fuck. Very talented songwriter, but singing talent-wise, she's mid as fuck, and I don't care. Taylor Swift isn't that good. And anybody who follows Taylor Swift and is a fucking Swiftie, you're a sheep. You're an absolute sheep. Go listen to some actual talent like Hayley Williams.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit
You're
like
going to be able to maintain a relationship because they'd be too scared to break up, and then there's going to be a song written around her, like there's fucking Jake Gyllenhaal. Fucking loser. Anthony's a fucking Swiftie. Can't recognize talent. He's just a sheep, which doesn't surprise me based on his sports takes. His fucking Taylor Swift take is just as idiotic.
So Dylan, tell me about all the Taylor Swift albums that you said weren't good. Can you name them? All of them. The thing is, her songwriting. I will reference the chat. Her songwriting is very good. Her singing talent is not. She is not a good singer. She has no range, like at all. She stays in her pocket because she knows that's what makes her money. She can't sing. No clue. I will go back to my Michael Jordan and John Starks analogy yesterday. Beyonce is Michael Jordan. John Starks is fucking Taylor Swift. Her fan base overrates her. She really isn't that good. Send her to Canada. Send her to Canada?
Send her to Canada.
Wow.
Don't care. Fight me. Swifties. The one thing I won't fight is the Beehive. I will not fight the Beehive.
They'll have a bunch of white girls outside his house.
We will be canceled immediately if we try to.
I'm not touching the Beehive because Beyonce is talented as fuck. And to be honest, for me, the only person who I think would be able to hold a candle to Michael.
Beyonce is very talented.
I think she's the only one who can hold a candle to performing the way Michael did. Michael, to like comparing against Michael in this modern era. Beyonce smokes everyone. Everybody smoked. Especially that fucking talentless shill. Taylor Swift. You can see that I'm the one who understands you. Been here
Honestly,
all along. Why
fuck it. You know what? I'm
can't
not.
you
I'll just say it.
see? She
I'll
sucks.
just fucking say it.
Say it. She sucks.
You know what I think about Beyonce? God, do I want to say it?
If you say something negative about Beyonce
Do
being
I
a
do I
Taylor Swift
do I
fan,
want to?
I'm
Do
gonna
I want
fucking
to? Do I want to
Are
say?
you gonna say it?
You know what? Let's move on to the next one.
no.
Well,
Say
we're
it.
going we're
Say it.
going home. We're going home. So if you're
Okay,
gonna
just
say
bring
it,
now.
just bring it home. Bring it home.
No,
bring
say it. Say it. I
it home.
can't.
Bring
do
it
it.
home.
Say
No,
it.
bring it
Nope.
home.
Nope. Nope.
No, this
nope.
is not a
You're
music
not gonna
show,
dis- You are
Dylan.
not
This
gonna
is a
disrespect Beyonce like this.
Dylan. This is a sports pod.
You are
This is a
not
sports
gonna.
pod. Let's bring this home.
You need to say what's on your mind right now. You
Let-
fucking
let's-
fragile little man.
Let's
Speak
bring this home. All right.
Speak on it. Say your
it just
opinion.
it
Say it.
just it's 2
Say
in the
it
morning,
now.
man.
Say it now. Do it.
Ah.
You're about to create an enemy out of me.
I think Beyonce is very, very talented. And I think she's better than Taylor Swift.
But
There's no but.
hey,
there's a caveat somewhere.
There's no caveat. All right, Mike, bring it home.
Yeah, you're hiding something.
Whatever you say, Dylan. I'm hiding something.
You are.
all right. Well, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification. Leave us some comments. Anywhere that you find your podcast, we are there. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. We are on all of it. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. We are wrapping up. I just want to bring this picture up real quick before we go. The WNBA season is starting. Shout out to BG. This is obviously an old picture, but
BG.
she will be playing. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm happy for her. I am excited.
Definitely happy for her.
I'm scared to see how much is left in the tank because she's been through a traumatic incident. And, if we're putting on the sports analyst hat, she's getting up there. But, we stay positive. Hopefully.
Are we still doing the I'm him, I'm her stuff? Or
actually, that is guess next. I'm him. Who is I'm him? Anthony, since you asked, you can go first.
I'm him. I'm gonna give that to Stephen A. Smith. I'm gonna give I'm him to Stephen A. Smith for getting on air and doing what was right and speaking on behalf of all Knick fans this past week. We are tired, we are fed up, and we are disgusted by one Julius Randle in New York. We don't want him on our team. He's going to be out by next year. Stephen A., on behalf of Knicks Nation, spoke on it, and we will deliver, and we will stand behind Stephen A. Smith, and I will promptly stand behind that man too as well. So yes, he is thoroughly deserving of I'm him. Fuck Julius Randle.
No, go ahead, Dylan, because I'm not going to give you a 30-minute rant on how ridiculous you sound.
Anthony, you're fucking stupid. We'll move on. Let's go. I'm him. Aaron Judge. We'll go. Aaron Judge, since he's been back, has been unfucking believable. Home run, which is now yesterday. 2 home runs the day before. 2 home runs the day before. Like, he's just on a fucking tear right now, eating up the fucking Rays and the Blue Jays. I don't know if you know this, Anthony. When the Yankees win tomorrow or today, there'll be a game out of second place. No longer.
But you guys are 4th though right now in the division.
We're tied. If we win tomorrow against Blue Jays, we take their spot and our game behind Baltimore.
We're tied for third right now.
So are we.
When-
But you guys
So-
have a losing record because you guys are a losing baseball team.
Who's currently tied for third in the division? All right, well,
Third
I'll
in the
take
divisions
that.
means nothing if you're not winning baseball games. Like,
But we actually have been winning baseball games.
what's your
Remember, Dylan,
record? What's
we
your
started
record?
off.
What's
we're
your
19
record?
and 20.
So
Dylan, we're
you're
19
not playing winning baseball.
That's not
Like, I don't
Dylan.
give a fuck. Like, if you're not playing winning baseball, like, it doesn't matter.
Dylan,
All I care about is hashtag 60. That's all I care about.
Oh, we're gonna get to 60. That's no problem. I mean,
Get
that's
to
not an
hashtag
issue.
20 first. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we saying like, oh, we're third in the division? Your division sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's our fault we play in that division. Is it
It's
our
your fault
fault?
you can't win. You can't play winning baseball in that division.
We have been playing winning baseball,
What's your record?
Dylan. We've been winning.
What's your record?
I'll tell you our record over the past 10 games.
I want to know your record for the season.
Our record for the season is 19 and 23.
So not winning baseball.
We started off horribly. We're playing losing baseball to start the season off.
That you guys
We have been playing
only winning baseball. So you're telling me that you
hashtag
guys
60
have,
wins.
you
Hashtag
guys have
60 wins.
lost more games than you have won.
Hashtag 60 wins, Dylan.
You have
hashtag
lost more
60
games than
wins.
you have won.
Hashtag
what we're
60
doing?
wins.
Is that what you're saying?
Hashtag 60 wins.
When you said that you guys have 19 wins and 20 something losses, does
We're
that
both
mean you
fourth.
guys have?
We're both fourth in division, Dylan. We're both fourth in division.
Do you guys have more losses than wins?
We're both fourth in division, Dylan.
Do you guys have more losses than wins?
We're both playing losing baseball.
Are we?
All right?
Do I do a podcast with a bunch of people who just don't answer questions?
Yes. You did.
Yes.
Because last time I checked, if you have 20 something losses and only 19 wins, you have more losses than wins.
And you're still fourth in the division, Dylan. What are you bragging about? You're fourth.
Actually, we played
the
one more
division.
game. We played more games than the third place team, so the percentage is a little skewed. But we have more wins.
God.
We have more wins than that Blue Jays.
But
team
you're
does.
not ahead of them. You're behind them.
Well, I know. Don't worry. When we beat them tomorrow. When because we've been waxing that fucking ass. About to send the fucking Blue Jays out to extinction.
So
waxing them.
So Dylan, what happens if you guys lose? You stay fourth, and then we move into third. Are you still going to be talking?
That means
like
you
this?
have to win. Yes, I will, because guess what? Even if you win, you still aren't playing winning baseball. That's the crazy thing. That is the crazy thing. You fail to remember here. You're still under 500.
I'll take it then.
That's not good. That's bad.
I'll take
bad.
it. I'll take it. We're better seated in our division than you guys.
And that means nothing because you won't make a wild card spot with more losses than wins.
We are definitely trending upwards.
Placing in the division.
We were playing
third
like
with a losing record means nothing.
No, I'm not saying we're going to finish third. We're definitely going to finish at least in the at least number 2. I'm not going to say we're going to win the division. We're going to be at least 2.
You just want 60 wins. You think 60 wins is going to be second place in your division?
I said 60 wins is the first threshold. After that, then I'm going for 80. Then after that, we'll see where things go.
You have to win these games. You recognize
I know.
that.
And we have been winning quite a bit of our games recently.
Okay. You know what happens in baseball? The teams that start off hot.
We started off terrible. Dylan.
Starting off hot meaning in that first 2-month stretch of the season, which you're in right now, 2.5-month stretch. Once you hit July, that team usually fucking dies down.
We'll see about that.
That's literally how baseball works. It happens every year.
We'll see.
What's the word you use, Anthony? Crater.
That was your word. That was actually your word.
No, it's never been my word. You never define what crater is.
I've defined it 100 times.
You never have. Every time I've asked you what crater is,
not one time.
You've never answered. Oh my God.
Not one time.
Whatever you say.
It is. Well, yeah, you're a fucking dork. Aaron Judge is him, and then Haley Williams, I'm her, just because she's actually significantly better than Taylor Swift.
My I'm her is Janelle Monáe for blessing the
Oh
timeline all
boy,
week.
a man of
Oh
God,
God.
Blessing the
man of
timeline
God.
all week.
Oh God.
But my real I'm him is also Aaron Judge for hitting a home run after Toronto tried to accuse him of cheating and then promptly hitting a 460-foot home run. And shout out to the Yes Network for immediately after the home run zooming in on his face for the whole at bat, showing that he didn't look at the Yankees bench not one time before he hit that bomb all the way back to New York. So it
Don't
is.
worry, the cheater got promptly ejected during the game. Because Domingo
Up
German was
to-
absolutely cheating. They caught his ass. He's like, "What? I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing." Yeah, pine tar in your pants, guy. Relax. It's okay.
Like, stop it.
Stop it. I literally see the brown stuff on your pants.
Like,
You're not
Okay.
that good, Domingo. Relax.
but yes, Aaron Judge and Janelle Monáe. Because she's a goddess.
Janelle Monáe also more talented than Taylor Swift.
Extremely. Yeah, you don't listen to music, Anthony.
Whatever you guys say.
Your name's Street's Disciple and you're fucking defending Taylor Swift.
Over Beyonce and Janelle Monáe. Yeah, you're
Whoa, I said Beyonce is better than Taylor Swift. I never.
wrong.
Yeah,
What you
but we
talking
know
about,
you're a fraud.
Remember that? Remember what I said? I said Beyonce's better than Taylor Swift, man.
Yeah,
I'm
but the
with you
second
on this.
we stop recording right now, you're gonna say what the fuck you're trying to say.
No. I'm with you guys on this one.
Fraud.
I've never felt like you've been with us less than you are right now.
But here you go, Anthony. Let's get on out of here.
All right,
Fraud.
another good episode. You know, Nuggets pulled out a close one, really good matchup, really good game. It's gonna be a really good series. Maybe if Bron didn't brick all his free throws and threes at the end of the game, they probably could have won. But that's another story. But I can't wait for this series. Celtics. He's gonna be another great one. Great show. See you guys next week. Out.
Who you got winning the series?
Lakers in 7.
Oh, and in the East?
Heat in 7.
Okay. We got him on record, Dylan. Got him on record.
_ podcast, Poppy _ on all social media platforms. Shout out to the Spurs, landing the #1 pick in the NBA draft to draft the 7'4" French phenom in the name of Victor Wembanyama. Pop is just lucky to be getting these guys. Yeah, Anthony's dumb. Like you could definitely blame this game more on, D'Angelo Russell not scoring more and wasting his time on the court the way he did more than LeBron's free throws. And the threes, granted, that last 3 he did shoot was flat and not a good shot. But listen,
Don't forget the other one.
But again, I'm not going to blame one guy. If I'm going to blame a guy, I'm going to blame the guy who should be scoring at least 16 points a game and who just routinely fucks up in D'Angelo Russell. Bron had what, like 25, 12, and 9? I'm all set on that. Like, he gave you everything he's supposed to give you. Go get some more out of your third star. But no, we only hold one person accountable here. We're not going to hold Devin Booker accountable for scoring fucking 12 points in an elimination game, but we'll hold LeBron James accountable for missing 3 free throws at the end of the game. Ass backwards. Get me out of here.
They call it. But yes, thank you everyone for watching. Like we said, like, share, and subscribe to pod. Anywhere you get your pod, we are there. Follow me on all the socials, IAM_MBJ. It's been a good week. Got to take a few days off. I'm still not sure, Dylan. I mean, I'm going to check with our Boston and Miami correspondents if we're recapping these games. I don't know. Both of our Miami and Boston correspondents only like to check in when they win. So not really sure how it's going to work out for these conference finals again, but we'll find out. We'll see. Maybe we'll do some more post-game lives. If not, check us out. We will be here for every game after the finals. So that will be a thing. But yeah, we are here. Shout out to everyone who's listening. Yeah, I think that's it. We've got stuff moving. Let's just stay tuned. This is going to be a fun summer. It's going to be a fun summer.
Jaden went 2 for 2.
Go get that Zelda. Tears of the Kingdom.
Fouled the ball back, hit himself in the face, brushed it off, bang, outfield. Those kids win every game 12-3.
That's what I'm talking about, man. We build winners here.
We're not doing that we thing.
We're
not doing that we thing.
We build winners here. We build the winners here. It's all we do on this podcast is build champions.
Notice how he's throwing around "we" with my child.
We build champions here. We
build champions with my child.
Yes. You and Janice did all the heavy lifting, and now we raised the child to be a man. Yes.
Again, my child.
We raised the boy to be a man.
You don't want me raising no child right now.
Yeah, we probably.
Yeah, no.
What, you don't want to be raising little fucking Cornelius?
No.
Cornelius,
not.
little Bartholomew?
No.
Little fucking Chadwick?
No. I'm good on all that shit right now.
Chester?
Those are all horrible names. Anthony,
yeah.
Don't you name
I'm not.
Well, because remember, Anthony's going to have a white baby. So we have to find all these names.
You said Chadwick.
Chadwick. Think about a Chad.
Or Chadwick Boseman.
There you go. Well, yeah, you can have Chadwick Boseman, but if you shorten it to Chad, that's every white guy I've ever met. Or you like Chucky Finster, have a little ginger kid with glasses and buck teeth.
I mean, you could go James and call him Jim. There
Jimmy.
Nah, if I had a son, I'd probably name him Desmond. I like that name.
I used to have a cat named Desmond.
An interesting name.
I inherited it. Moved here when I was 5. Stepdad had a cat named Desmond. It was weird. He also had a cat named Iggy.
That's also a weird name for a cat.
That's weird.
Iggy Pop.
But anyway.
Do you know who that is, Anthony?
No,
he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. From all of us to you, we say adieu.